Yeah, I'm back here again today, just showing up. That's all I can do is show up, divinely guided. So I'm here today. Today is December 15th. It's let's see what time is it. 5:47. So um, got people coming to the chat. They want to chit chat, talk about some things that you confused on in life. I don't mind. I have the time today. That's what it's all about: networking, oneness, working with one another through networking and moving towards setting up financial security for everyone here in the collective. So what it do though, collective? How y'all doing today? Got my tight shirt on today. Yeah. I only paid $3 for this shirt. Can't you believe that? It was $2.98 actually. I'll take that. It's tight, but it's all right. Just picking me on pops over there. Yes, yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. That's how we do, though. So I'm here today. Um, should have been working today, but things kind of changing in my life. Things are shifting, so I have to roll with the punches. So I'm just trying to actually put myself in a position where I can uh, be in a better position for my peace. Like I don't want to be on a truck driving trucks for someone else's understanding and their needs, and then they're gonna ignore my needs, and all I want is my peace. So if things starting to be unpeaceful for me, I got to make sure I protect my peace first. That's more important than anything in my health. Because without my peace, how can I have health? So things changing. We're gonna see how they're gonna go the next couple of days. I'm gonna be off tomorrow, and that way I can position everything here at my home. Um, so that's gonna take me all day tomorrow to do that, and I have a lot of things to work on. I'm not a content creator. I don't come on here to create content. I come on here to network with um, other individuals. Thank you for the like. Thank you for the like. How you doing, Tara James? Hey, what's going on, Tara James? How you doing? Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my channel. I go by the name Aikiem Pleadian. Pleadian Aikiem. If you know, you know. You know what I mean? If you tapped in, you tapped in. I appreciate you. Hey, how you doing? Oh, good, good. I'm glad you're doing good, man. That's great. That's great. 2 thumbs up for Tara James. 2 thumbs up. Yes, sir. I applaud you. I know you've been, going through a rough day today, and you're probably trying to wind down at this time. And hey, all we do is just take it one day at a time. Sometimes we can dream something, but if the Most High, if He don't approve things, for you, that you want, it's only because He only knows what's best for you, the divine. So it's for your protection. Sometimes you get blockages in your life, and you'll think, oh, this is the devil. Sometimes it's not the devil. It's just you waiting on alignment. So that's probably why you found this channel. You're aligning with something, this big energy. So I can feel your energy. I appreciate you. So, and that's what it's all about. I'm not here to preach and tell nobody how to live their life, and I'm gonna scream at you about the divine and God and all of these things. I'm not gonna break out no books. You don't need no books. It's already inside of you. You know what I mean, Tara? Seriously, it's already inside of you. All we gotta do is just keep paying attention to our inner being ourselves and move accordingly to what um, our peace requires, so we can have peace in our humanity. So that's what's important. So that's what I talk about here, a lot of that. And I talk about growing communities, um, and helping create financial markets for communities. So I do have workshops coming up, but like I say, my life is changing constantly, so I'm trying to get lined up. I get there. Right now, if you check out my shorts, I drive a truck. I'm a truck driver. I've been driving truck 16 years, and um, I'm back in the truck. I've been back in the truck now almost 5 months. So I drive from state to state, delivering like frozen foods, um, ice cream, milk, like dairy products, things like that. I enjoy it. I've been doing it a long time. I was made for that, truck driving. So now I'm moving into building a produce company. So I'm not going to really launch my produce company until May next year. That's when the watermelon season starts, and it starts in Florida, and then it goes up to Georgia, a little bit of North Carolina, Texas, Missouri, Maryland, and places like that. So I'm looking forward to doing that. And I speak about the produce companies in my workshop. And this is how we can grow communities and help communities move forward. We don't have to go to a bank or get government loans and things like that. We can build our own financial systems in our own communities. It's easy. It's right in front of your face. And a lot of people, they want a bag. I'm gonna chase a bag. You know what I mean? It's not about a bag. You know what I mean? Like you want to create generational wealth for your family, you and your family. Where do you start? We don't know. People out here like, I don't know what my purpose is. Um, your purpose is whatever you think your purpose is for that day. So if I know, like tomorrow, my purpose is taking care of, organizing my home a lot better and preparing for Wednesday, you know, to have purpose to move into Wednesday because I'm moving into something a little bit different. So right now I'm kind of doing a balancing act between jobs, and so my purpose is to pay attention to my intuition and use my discernment to make the best choice possible. If I make the wrong choice at this moment, like let's say tomorrow and Wednesday, the divine, they'll just, I leave them space and just pause and sit and wait on it. I want to get answer and move. Hey, how you doing? 4X4 triple 46. How you doing? Welcome to the channel. Nice to meet you. So I got a little off track there for a minute. I just want to speak to the new person coming to the channel. But yeah, if I don't pay attention to this, these next couple of days, and even if I make the wrong decision, wrong choice, like I was saying, the divine, they will guide me through it, and they'll open up doors. But I have to pause and I have to wait, and that's hard for us to do because we think we got to get out there and go and got to make money. Oh, my bills piling up. I need Christmas coming up. I got to do this. I got to do that. You know what I mean? And then you speed it up, and then once you understand that you can only do all you can do, and you just do your best and just pause. It may take a week, a couple of days, and like everything gonna fall on the ground, but that's when God do his best work, the Most High Creator. He does his best work when you're at your weakest, when you're at your lowest, and you have faith, and you just wait on it. And then, like if something goes wrong, then you're gonna have another opportunity there somewhere. And then it's gonna be hard, even harder if they make another way. Of course, yeah, it's gonna be harder, but that's life. That's the beauty about it. We like being under pressure. Like as Americans, I can speak for us anyway, because if the pressure left, you'll get bored. You know what I mean? So you have to be appreciative for the pressure sometimes, or the hard times, because you want to grow out of that until then you go into your glow up season, and then you go to your next phase, your next level. Like like with this, what I'm moving into, tomorrow, Wednesday, it's a balancing act. So I have to wait and just stay tapped in with my spirit team, so which is the Most High, the Mother and the Father, and wait on it. And I don't have to pray, but I'm in conscious thought of that every second, every minute, every hour, every day, every week, every month, every year. I'm in total consciousness of waiting on direction from that type of energy, because it's big energy. You know what I mean? And so it needs space to move in your life and take care of things when you can't. And then like I would depend on somebody else, like a girlfriend, you know what I mean, to or my wife to help me out, or my family member. But it's nobody there. It's only me and the divine, and they proved that to me. You know, like, hey, um, we support you. And so it takes a lot of work paying attention to this. A lot of people would call it inner work, but you only been doing your inner work all of your life. So it's just listen to yourself, you know, paying attention to yourself. If you make a mistake, you can't judge yourself and say, damn it, I effed up or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, say, man, I messed up, I effed up, I gotta, you know what I mean? Just pay attention more. So yeah, so that's what I have to do is wait on, you know, divine alignment. And that's important in my life because it's only in my life, and it moved everything else out of the way. So I don't have no one there. You know what I mean? Family, nobody. Like things happen. It's nothing to cry about. I'm 49 years old, so I think I'm, you know what I mean, grown enough and mature enough to really be responsible for taking care of myself and paying attention to myself and loving myself and not judging myself. And so that way I don't have to worry about nobody else judging me. Like when I come on here, like I got to try to think of what to say and all these things. I want to sound pretty and look like this and like that. Nah, I don't do that. I've just been divinely guided. Like I had a situation here, and the Most High was like, "Hey, you need to start a YouTube channel." Like it was in so many different ways, and it took a couple months. You know what I mean, to do that, to pay attention to that, and I kind of see why I get it now because now I'm going live. This is my second live here on this channel, so I'm here just showing up, and that's what I do. So I'm just trying to balance this Tuesday and Wednesday coming up and see where it goes from there. And then so when um, May comes up, I want to be aligned so that way I can open up my produce business, my produce brokering business, where I buy produce by the truckloads from the farmers and I sell them to smaller produce companies throughout the United States. Pretty much more likely the East Coast. I don't need to be working on the West Coast, going over there, and that's a little too far for me. I'm not from the West Coast. I know the West Coast pretty good, but I'm here on the East Coast, and where I'm living now is like the perfect place for me to be to move into the produce market. So that's what I do. That's what I'm working on, and I'm gonna keep working on it. It's gonna happen, and it just takes work every day. You know, just to keep grinding it out. Just um, I gotta see it, and when I see it, I gotta go for it. I gotta grasp it. I can't just procrastinate about anything and just sit here and talk about it. You know what I mean? So on this channel, you're gonna see me moving forward into creating businesses to help communities. So this channel is a way to channel through to network with other people around the world to help other communities around the world. And I can do that. I can show you a lot of different ways to do to create a financial market and work within the financial market in your own communities. And I don't have all the glamour and glit like a lot of people do. You know, it's not about that. You know what I mean? We at ground zero right now. Um, well, I'm at ground zero right now on this channel. When I say we, I speak about the divine. We at ground zero on this channel. But I can say now we're at ground one. Hey, how you doing, Mr. Luck? Mr. Luck was Salam Alaikum. That's I guess what do you call it? Arabic language. How you doing? Yeah, so um that's what it's all about. Like, you know, somebody could be in Africa and I can show you a business where you're in Africa and it can work. It'll take you some time to build it, but you only got to put in the work to build it. It's like, you know, I don't think people have to really pay attention to counter charts and all this stuff on the stock trading channels and trying to, you know, learn all of those things to hopefully you get lucky and make $500 $1,000 in a day. I've been through that, like seeing stuff trying to teach me the stock trading system, and it was okay, but a lot of it was like it was gonna kind of like help you cheat your way in, and I didn't like that part about it. I think you would have more. You would want to have more education into something like that instead of somebody just handing you something, and then you're just gonna make money off of that, and then next thing you know, you're gonna be dependent on that, and then you stuck doing that, and then you think you grow, and they holding these classes. You got to sign up, pay all these $5,000 and all this money to get the information to make 500 or 1,000 a day, and then they want you to join a group of people where you can like. I seen that, and I'm like, and the Most High, like, you see that? I'm like, yeah. So with me, gonna be having I call them angelic workshops. With me having my workshops, use Gemini to make apps. Uh, Gemini, I can show you a better way that you can use apps. I'll tell you one. You ever heard of Heroku? I'll give you that one. You ever heard of Heroku? That's one of the better places to make apps. You should check that out. It'll give you a lot of information. You know what I mean? And you can build from the ground. You can have your team to build apps and add the software and everything, whatever you need to do there. I think Heroku is a better platform, and it has infinite information there to help you build apps. Like you could build apps on Gemini, but Gemini are the best right now. Depending on where you are, if you want to just make an app with no purpose, then like that'll be a good way to go if it works for you. And it's gonna be quick and fast. But really, what are you learning as you know what I mean? You're developing your apps. I mean, you can use your apps for certain things, but what are you using them for? What is the purpose of the apps? I can tell you a purpose of app. I can show you a purpose of an app where you know what I mean. It helps everyone around the world. I don't want to make an app just for me to have an app to make a lot of money, and then I can say I'm richer than everybody else. Hell no, I don't do that. That's not me. I'd rather for you to have it than me. That's why I give you that information. Check out Heroku. Long live every respectable and realistic person. I invite you to look at and explore the miracles of Islam. I have no problem with Islam. I work with some ascended masters that's on the other side. You know what I mean? That communicates with me on this side in reality, not in the fairy tale world with all these religious groups. They tell you a lot of things about God and all that stuff. Then you then you stop paying attention to yourself. Then you trap. You're doing all this praying every day, but then you're not creating and growing. But everybody want to be co-creators. If you praying and you going to a temple, you're there for 5 years. If that worked for you, that worked for you. I'm not knocking nothing. You know what I mean? That helps anybody. But I'm already here in my life with Creator, the mother and the father. That's something people don't, speak about. Is the mother Creator mother God. So I wouldn't mind, praying with somebody in Islam or something like that. But man, I got I got infinite things to do right now. I'm I'm a divine angelic being. You know what I mean? I woke up like this, like maybe 5 years ago. You know what I mean? And then God just been all the time. So like when He wants me to know something, He's gonna come to me directly and give me information. Then He's gonna show it to me. He show it to me, but I have to earn it. You know what I mean? So anyway, back to the apps. But I can allow an app to be created to do something to help the masses around the world. And I'm working on that now. And as this channel keeps going, and as the days, the weeks, months, and years go by, I'm not going nowhere. I'm going to be on this channel. You're going to see me grow companies, network with people around the world to help them in their communities. I have blueprints on how to build water systems in communities people think where there's not water. You know what I mean? And so in some countries where let's say it's war torn, they got to stand in line for hours to get a half a loaf of bread, and to get a 5 gallon bucket of water. They got to be there 8-10 hours just to get that to feed their family. And allow their family to have something to drink and be able to bathe and everything like that in war torn countries. So God has people like me that He's been working with to help usher in this way of helping the masses around the world that's in bad predicaments right now. So in these water systems, you know what I mean, they're not big or anything like that. And so with me developing a produce company, it can grow from there. Then we're gonna be going into education and stuff like that. So people don't have to go on the stock market to trade. You can trade, you can do the same thing in your local community. You just got to know how to do it. And I'm here as a guide to guide everyone and show them how to do that. I have my board over here now where I've been, if you look at some of my videos, I have my master class when I'm working on it now. I'm sitting in my office and still under construction with this. So I'm working on it. I have things I have to line up in my life and be in alignment and wait on the divine. The best thing in Islam, we don't have races. All colors can pray in the same place. Bliss. Boom. You're right. There's nothing wrong with that. It's even stronger and more powerful that way. I don't mind if you say Allah, or if you say Jesus Christ, or you say Buddha or Shiva or whoever. You know what I mean? If it's, you come from source, the most high source energy, you know what I mean? When the dark is created, don't you think he know how to go in and send his troops in to help fight the battle, to bring people into truth and in righteousness for the greater good of all? Not just all of humanity, just say the universe. You know what I mean? The planet needs help right now also too. You know what I mean? So, and there's other things that we're going to be moving into in the nearest future. This humanity is going to be moving into is going to help humanity move into the future, ushering in the heaven on earth. So the angelic kingdom is coming upon the earth. So, and ones that's been worked with by the divine, we've been authorized to come and speak our truth, because we've been experiencing these things, the supernatural stuff, what they'll call it, dealing with celestial divine beings and stuff like that. And we have to get out here and speak and talk to the masses. And we don't know how we're going to do it. We just start small right here. Just like anything you do, you start small and let it grow, and just show gratitude and be graceful for the small things. You know what I mean? So you can't look for God and ask him, hold him to promises. I don't hold God to promises. He'll tell me, I'm gonna give you what I promise you, but I'm like, you don't have to promise me nothing. I'm only here to do what I need to do. So we do have divine order that's coming upon the planet. You know what I mean? So the Most High is sending in people and putting them in position, so that way we can usher in the kingdom of heaven order. You know what I mean? Live under the, angelic kingdom. You know what I mean? Like heavenly kingdom. That's what everybody looking for. They want to pray for God to come, but who knows? How is he gonna come? You don't supposed to know. Here in America they say, "Oh, God work in mysterious ways." And then if you tell them this way I'm speaking about now, to them it's mysterious, but then they're gonna say you crazy. That man crazy. I'm like, man, don't play with me. You think I got time to be sitting here talking like me right now? I don't want to be sitting here talking. I got, what I'm saying, other things I can pay attention to and do instead of just sitting here and talk. So we on the divine order. We really are. So some of us that's been awakened ahead of the masses, hey, we doing what we're supposed to do. Go out and talk about this. There's nothing no one can do to us about it. They tried. They almost did it. You know what I mean? I say with me, but I'm not gonna cry about it. Maybe when I get off of here, I may go, look at my situation and it's lonely as hell, and I might, get a little emotional, like, man, I just want to talk to somebody. My ears ringing, my head is like, oh, I'm like, I'm tired. You know what I mean? Like, this is a lot of pressure, So, um, I have to be graceful just to even be who I am, this human being that I am. I'm not a regular. And I don't mind not being regular. Only what is regular. The regular way everybody else do everything that's not working for like the other people. Like nobody really, unless you the part of the elites or the secret society type people. Yeah, you know what I mean? They family bloodline, but everybody knows, you know what I'm saying? This stuff not no secret about the Masonic people and you know what I'm saying, and and secret societies and all of this stuff. People know it's not no secret no more. You know what I mean? All this stuff being exposed. So we don't have to pay attention to it. But like when you're going through your journey in life, you know what I'm saying? Like me, I can look back and say, man, you know what? Man, I'm grateful to just be in the office over here. Like, man, I built this right here by myself. I went to IKEA, I bought me a desk. You know what I mean? It's my first painting I received from the Most High in the physical. My first gift from heaven in the physical. And people, they wouldn't believe that. You know what I mean? If I told them. So, I'm grateful, man, because I went through a lot. A lot. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's been a lot, man. And it's like, it was different. You know what I mean? It was hard as hell. Mr. Luck said, "Have you ever read the Quran?" I read some of the Quran. I started studying with Nation of Islam, but I didn't like the way he was doing. Um, when I went to their meetings, they would charge for books, and then you go from like 1 through 10, and then they want like $20, $30 for a book, and then just for one book, then it's 10 in that book. If I pay $20 for a book, and then I got to level up, and I didn't. That's the part I didn't like about it. But I like what the Quran speaks. You know what I mean? Like I like, you know, Islamic people. They're really genuine people. You know, um, I like Christian people. I like Catholic people. I like Mormon people. I don't care who you is. I like the devil type people. I like them too. We can't run from the devil. You know what I mean? Like, the devil energy is already there. They in their south node. Like, I just, you know what I mean? Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I'm gonna run from them. Like, I only been around them all my life. My whole family, they moving that energies. I was raised up around it. So, excuse me. So what I do now is just I work directly with Source, creator of all things, and it's not just only me. It's a lot of us that that's going through this process. Mr. Luck said, "Quran is free. How they want you to pay for it." Right, and see what I mean. And then you have the guy Farrakhan speaking. He speaks good and everything, and some things I don't agree with what he says. Like like that's just like in life. Like, this guy I work with now, I don't agree with the way he runs his company, but I still got to work. You know what I mean? If I don't like it, I just go find another job. So I'm like in the process of doing that right now. So that's just like with everything. Like, it's going to be some good and bad. That's the duality of life. You know what I mean? You're going to see the good part and the bad part. I mean, then so it's like when Christian people say, "Oh, that's a sin. I don't want to be around them sinners." Like, what do you mean a sin? That's lessons. Because how does this person know how to kill or rob somebody or sell drugs or anything like that or any uh anything like that if they didn't see it from somebody else? You had to see it from somebody else. It didn't just come to this person. This has been going on for thousands of years on the planet. The same type of stuff, the same type of sin and stuff they say they don't want to be around. It's been going on for thousands of years. It hadn't went nowhere yet, even when Jesus was here. Yeshua. Um, so I don't believe in sin. I believe in that. When you on this plane, what we call it, people that's tapped into the unknown, and receiving, messages, and being worked with spiritually with other things. You know what I'm saying? Like, so this is the way we speak and talk. But speaking about being tapped into the unknown. It's not easy walking, the path of tapping into the unknown and walking with that. It's different. Okay, Mr. Lux said also there is just one copy only, not like Bible. Um, yeah, true. Um, but we're moving into the future now. The way this for me, this is what I tell myself. You know, we moving into the future. Now, something that was, it was meant for us to connect to God and all those things was 2,000 years ago, and it hadn't, hadn't came yet, and now we're moving to the future, and it's moving fast. And like how we're gonna use a lot of older things to help us in for another 2,000 years. Like we're gonna use the same type of religious teachings to take us 2,000 more years from now to be what 4,025 in 2,000 years. Like we're gonna still be, using the same um, religious curriculum to help the masses, connecting to tap into their divinity. So like me, I'm not religious. I try to study things, but it just never happened. And then next thing my awakening came like 5 years ago, and I deal with like different things, different stuff. So, and that's why I can speak the way I speak now, because it's been a gift that's been placed inside of me since I was born from the Most High, the Creator, the Mother, and the Father. So I know a lot of stuff. Like, and I'm just on it, just just warming up here with some things. Like, so my job is like I'm a blueprinter. So what I do is I can come up with a blueprint and give you an idea, and hey, you can start a business over there to help your community, and that's what I'm here for. Mr. Luck said that's why the Quran is a miracle. Yeah, but like I really don't know what a miracle is. Because I'm pretty sure you had so many miracles in your life. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's for me. I hadn't had just one big miracle. You know what I mean? It was a miracle for me to move into this place where I live now. Now that was a miracle, but it was a miracle for me to get back in the truck to drive truck again. That was a miracle. It was a miracle for me to get my CDLs the way I got them. I was homeless. Man. When I look back at my life, and I'm like, man, how the heck did I get my CDLs? I can see God all over my life. When I'm over here, when I look back, I can see what God didn't skip a beat with me. You know what I mean? And I didn't use no writers, no teachers, nobody taught me this stuff but spirit. You know what I mean? It was just me, really. Just use my intuition and discerning, you know what I mean? Like if I had to go through something that was hard and tough, I went through it boldly, and I just kept going, even if when I was in the streets, like I had to sell drugs. Nobody wasn't, giving a black guy no job, 18, 19 years old, really like that. When I was a kid, when I was in that age, back in that time, when I was 18, 19, it wasn't easy. And I didn't like that part, but I had to go there, and I went through that, and I went through just a lot of stuff. Mr. Luck said, you would not believe this, but a lot of Muslims memorize all the Quran. Oh, wow. They do? That's good. If it works for them to help them, I mean, hey, bliss, a hundred. You know what I mean? Like, I just received, like, what people call telepathic, like, information. But it was already inside of me. You know what I mean? Like like with me, like sometimes I get things from source. Like you don't want him. Like you got to be prepared for if, like he directly, you know what I mean? Like man, like when he, like, it's a feeling like this uncomfortable, like he don't get in our way. Like, well, he don't get in my way. I don't, other people, they, connected to other, um, like angelic, spirits, you know what I mean, and things like that. Different ones, like I have archangels and a lot of other things that, you know what I mean, that helps me with my process. And I spend a lot of time alone. Well, all my life, I'm always alone, but it's only lonely at the top when you get like this high. It's nothing to brag on because, yeah, I want a family and, you know, and have friends to, go out and hang out with. I want to have business associates, things like that, to feel like I have to enjoy myself. But really, I don't even need that because I can sit here and, I don't talk to the Most High. He don't talk to me like that. Like I have a conversation, but I really have a conversation with myself. Like how I'm talking like this, I do this with myself like pretty much every day. I have a whole conversation. I answer myself, and I'm like, man, what I was thinking. Why would I do that? Like I start like doing things like that. Now I could do that for like an hour, 2 hours. So, and it works for me. So I don't mind sitting down with other people from other religious backgrounds and things like that. I don't care. Hell, if you worship Satan, let's see what you're talking about. Like, why are we gonna run from that? You know what I mean? You already have so many people in war-torn countries that need, Allah and need God and the Most High Creator, Source, and Shiva and Buddha and what I mean, other things like that. Jesus, Yeshua, whichever way you want to go with it, and it's nothing really showing up. And some people in bad predicaments, especially the kids. That's what my heart goes out to. I don't like that. You know what I mean? Some kids in some really bad, um, situations right now. You know, and I don't think they can really focus on reading a book and keep praying because they don't have one because they're in captivity, and then they feeding them slop and you know what I mean, and doing uh, some really bad things to like children. You know what I mean, and women right now. So they don't have a any kind of religious, um, books, anything to read to help them. And I don't think that really would just help them because they need God to show up like right now. That's why like I'm here, I'm speaking and I'm talking. So I'm trying to get in a position so we can go and help with the situation with people that's in bad situations right now. And I have a spiritual team that can, you know what I mean, that backs me on that and that who guided me to come here and start these lives and start this channel. Actually, it was the Most High because I was going through something and it was like demonic, you know what I mean, like some devil type stuff. And so I let me turn this way. So I I have these, you know what I mean, like I took feathers, and I find all these feathers like this. It's dirty now. I mean, like you know what I mean. I just made this out of that, and this stuff, like I just it's been my journey, So it's been a lot of clarity. It gave me a lot of clarity on a lot of information when it was coming in to me, telling me who I was and helping me remember like who I am. And so I'm on assignment from the Most High. So that's more important to me to pay attention to that, like 3, 6, 9, 12, 24, 144. You probably wouldn't know what that means, but I know what that means. 3, 6, 9, 12, 24, 144. You know what I mean? I just, you know what I mean, threw out codes just like that. I didn't know nothing about that kind of stuff. It just, it came to me. Then, like, this was part of my life. I seen all of this right here with my own eyes. This, this one. And that's how I deal with, God. That's how he deals with. That's how he works with me. I'm not gonna say how he deals with me, but that's how he works with me. Like my family, my family, my mother and my sister. I didn't know it. I wasn't even living with them at the time. I had my own place. I'm driving truck. I'm doing good. But these things started happening, and started coming into my life, and they tried to go and get power of attorney over me and put me in a crazy house. And I didn't even know nothing about it. People to this day know something about it, and then they look the other way, like how you find out? Spirit, like I have a lot of stuff around me that'll let me know anything I need to know. Mr. Luck said, try to go to the mosque on Friday or any other day and make a video. I don't even know where I live now. I don't even know how to get to the grocery store without doing Google. And going to a mosque, like I have too much other important stuff to worry about. Like I have to do some of this kind of work where he's kind of like what he stood for, like no violence, like helping people. So this came to me right here. I didn't look for this. I just saw it like, hey man, that's nice. Oh, and then later said, I made those. You do? How much you want to sell that for? So I bought this for $45, which is really nice. So and that's what I do. Mr. Luck said they would respect you so much. Yeah, they would. I get a lot of respect from a lot of spiritual people. You know what I mean? Like, but I have so much other work to do. Let's see. I'll show you something. This is my briefcase right here. For the work. I got a lot of work to do. I'll show you how I've only been working already doing things. I started doing things like when I see it, I write it down, like back and front, back and front. And I was just got it, like I just felt it, and I just was doing this. Just started writing. This whole book is full up like this. I got books, you know what I mean, like for days. And I already have other stuff that the Most High, he already sent me anyway. Like this guy here, he was speaking about apps. I have access to some technology. I don't think like the average person, they wouldn't know about it. So that's why I come here to network with people, and I'm calling in my tribe. I call anybody subscribe here, my collective. You know what I mean? I'm here like a light tower, and so I'm here to guide people in truth and in righteousness for the greater good of all. That's why I do that. Boom. You know what I mean? If you watch my shorts and you'll see me say boom, and I do that a lot. So I'm not a content creator. I'm just here on assignment. And it took a while for me to be able to go live. Like I don't know what I'm doing. Like I don't even like if you look at my info, it's nothing there. Like I don't put nothing. I don't know how to do that kind of stuff. Like I don't, I have a Facebook page. I don't have many friends on it. My old Facebook page got hacked, so I don't use that no more. And the one I have now, I only started that one because I was trying to sell a car that I had at the time, and I used that to sell a car, but it didn't work at the time, did it? No, yeah, it did work at that time. I can't remember. I had so much going on, but like now, I really just use it for Messenger, like to talk to a couple of people through Messenger. And I go in there sometimes. Good information is on there. You just have to be open to it and open up and allow yourself to be able to receive. Excuse me. Divinely love, and it's gonna come in a way that you're not expecting, and that's the way it works. You know what I mean? If you're looking for it, like like it's it's not gonna come because you have other forces that's there that's blocking that because it's a lot going on here. You know, it's not only me that speak this way. It's a lot. There's a lot of other people that speaks this way. But me, in my workshops, I'm gonna be showing you something nobody in the world will show you, and I'm gonna be doing it. I'm not gonna show you. I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? And so with people here, yeah, let's do it together. You know what I mean? Like Mr. Luck, wherever you live, hey, you can start financial system in your community by networking with the collective here on this channel. Like everybody, we don't have to meet each other. Like all this technology, like you can see me here and listen to me talk and speak. We can video chat and everything like that. We don't have to be in person to meet nobody to um, network together and build a business relationship. Mr. Luck said maybe on the holiday it's a good idea to make a video. On the holiday, I'm not a holiday person. Like a lot of people, they celebrate Christmas and things like that, but I believe Christmas should be every day. That's my belief right there. You know what I mean? Like if I have a wife, I don't want to wait till Valentine's Day just to buy some roses from out of the grocery store. Hell no. I can just, if she worked hard this week, and I'm like, man, look at my baby. She really worked hard this week. I would buy $450 flowers. And like with the work I do now, I can afford to take care of myself very well. You know what I mean? According to me, you know. So I'm not a materialistic person. I'm not a follower, but I follow the right people. You know what I mean? I'm teachable. You know what I mean? I can't say that. I'm definitely teachable. Um, so, but I'm not the type that follow trends. Like I don't have tattoos. I don't do tattoos. You know what I mean? Like me, I don't go to the barber shop and get a haircut. Man, I give myself a zero, what we call it. I shave my head bald. Like I'm not gonna go and spend $50 at a barber shop. You know what I mean? No way I'm gonna do that. Like maybe, yeah, if I find the right barber, you know what I mean? Because I have to be, I can't be around a lot of people because I pick up on their energy and then they pick up on my energy and usually I become a problem. So and it's been like that all my life since I've been going to the barber. Some of them can't cut my hair. They just do it any kind of way. I'm like, I'm not going back there. So I got tired of doing that too. So that was a good thing for me to just do this without even worrying about going to the barber shop every week. You know what I mean? Mr. Luck said it would take 5 minutes just make a video about what is inside the mosque. Um, what's the purpose of that? You know what I mean? I do everything with purpose. Like I'm here speaking and I'm talking. I can show you some other things right now. And then if I go inside the mosque, it's going to show some beautiful things in there, and it's going to be a spiritual moment. You know, and it's going to be connected. And then I'm going to be around a lot of spiritual individuals, and so there's going to be a lot of energies in there, which that's so blissful and beautiful. I don't mind it, but like right now. I'm not aligned with going there making a video. Like maybe later on, but not right now. I have too much going on. Like I have to come here and do this live. Like just because I'm here, that don't mean like I don't have other important things going on that you can't see right now. You know what I mean? The mosque is inside of me anyway, so I don't have a problem with the mosque, but I have important things to do. I'm an angelic being. You know what I mean? Very angelic, angelic divine being, divine masculine. Boom. That I am. Because a lot of people think mosque scary. I'm not a lot of people. Like a lot of people think church is scary. Um, a lot of people think, you know what I mean. I don't, I don't. I'm about kingdom responsibilities here on the physical plane, on the planet. You know what I mean? Like, you know, when you're a divine being and you tap into your divinity, your divine essence, you know what I mean? Like, nothing can make you waver, nothing can shake you. Like, you're not scared of nothing. Huh? You don't care what it is. You know what I mean? You just go to it and you just face it. You know what I mean? Like, hey, what's up? How can I help you? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's what you do. And then whatever you got to go through, you go through it, no matter what. You know what I mean? If I have to go into Mars, I'll go into Mars. So I don't look at um, Arabic people, like they racist or whatever. But I know, yeah, there are races. Is racism all around the world. I say that, especially here in America. It really is. They. I don't want to get into that. So I can't. That's when I get to in my spirit, like stay away from that. So that's what I do. Like I stand in truth and righteousness for the greater good of all, and I mean that. And that's what I do, and that's how I tap into source. He already told me that's who I was, and I didn't learn this from a mentor, no book, nothing. You know what I mean? It was just when Celestial showed up, it was for my protection. You know what I mean? So a lot of people don't get it because they don't want to get it because everybody want to know. Everybody want to know something. You know what I mean? But I'm here to speaking about like this channel is really here for networking with people, not just come here and you know have a good time and all of that. Like some people can do that, but me, it's not for me. I should say to come here and have a good time. Like with you, Mr. Luck, it's like we supposed to be trying to link up and create businesses. That's what I'm about. Making, you know what I mean, communities, helping communities, building communities the angelic way, the heavenly way. The same thing you're looking for in the Quran. That's what I'm here to do in the physical, in reality. You know what I mean? Like we don't have to sit there and pray all day, every day, 3 times a day. Then when we supposed to be doing work for God. And right now, this is the way He wants us to do it. Well, that's the way He want me to do it. I can say this is the way He want us to do it because how we gonna how we gonna enjoy a peaceful, free, beautiful life here on the planet if we don't start putting in the work to take it back from the people that got it, that's taking advantage of all of us and making us think we need to do this, we need to do that, these 1,000 different things, when really all we need to do is pay attention to our essence, our divine essence that's within us, our divinity. Tap, you know what I mean, allowing us to tap into the universe. You know what I mean? We're not the only thing that's created in the universe. I don't know who told like how people they don't get it. Like there's no way we pray. Mr. Luck said we pray 5 times a day. That's cool. That's good. You know what I mean? And when you pray 5 times a day, you're gonna do that until you die. I mean, it's like this. If okay, it's like this, Mr. Luck. If you was like, okay, I'm gonna buy you a plane ticket to come over here to my country. We're gonna go see the Mecca, the Rock, or whatever. We're gonna go there together. I'm gonna pay for everything. And then you think I'm gonna praise you? Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Mr. Luck. Oh man, he's so great. I felt the power of God. You're not gonna want me to keep doing that every day, all day. You're gonna be like, hey man, chill out, bro. Come on, man. Hey, you killing me. Like you're doing too much. I got you. You already said it too many times. Like you know what I mean. Like, and I keep doing it. You're gonna get me frustrated. You know what I mean? Because you ready to move me on to the next part what you have for me. You don't want me to be praised you for that because obviously if you did that for me, there's something else you want to do to help guide me also too. And then if I keep being stuck on that one thing, praying to you, praising you for that, you're gonna be frustrated. So with me, that's where the Most High is with me. Like He don't want me to keep praying, and He don't want me to keep asking. You better, you see it. But I deal with the Most High in the physical. Source created all things in the physical. He's so cool and laid back, man. Like, man, like in the lie, you know what I'm saying, that people tell about the Most High, like, yo, it's a lie, man. Like, He really sensitive. Like, it's hard for just anybody to just be close to his energy like that. Because if you saw him in the physical, you wouldn't even believe it was him. If source came right now, the Most High God or Allah came right now as a human being to you in a way, if he came to you, you wouldn't even believe it. And then like if he not doing the things that's just trending, you look at him like he a chump, like he a sucker right now. And that's the way man, listen, I deal with him in the physical. I see him moving around, be around people and everything. Yeah. And like people be talking to him, they don't even know who they talking to. And then it took me 5 months to when he first came in, I knew who he was. But then he started confirming stuff. Then after about 5 months, then like he just lining everything with my life. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm like in a way I can't explain it to you. You know what I'm saying? And so and it just gave me confirmation when he told me, like when he was telling me that's who I was. And I earned this painting. I didn't have a job. I was stuck. I couldn't get on the truck. You know what I mean? Somebody put a false drug test on me, and then I got it fixed. And then like 4 years later, they took it back out of the blue. And so they took me out of the truck. Man, my family want to help me get $600 to make, you know what I mean, to fix my situation. They sat down and drilled me in the dirt. They kicked me when I was down bad, real bad. Man, I went through a lot with my family. You know what I mean? Like, and they wouldn't help me get back on the truck. And I've been doing it 16 years. So for a year and a half, I was down. Like you watched my first videos from a year ago, that's where I was. You'll see it. Then I went to Indiana. You'll see me in Indiana feeding my chickens and stuff like that, going through spiritual warfare when I was in Indiana. Now it's released. You know what I mean? Finally, thankfully, like now I have a nice, decent place. I can walk out and, you know what I mean? I don't have much, but I started setting up my office first. You know what I mean? Like I got this is my room. I got dirty clothes over there. I need to get my basket up, but this is my blow up bed over there. One of my bathrooms here. You know what I mean? You talk about the God, the Most High, like this is where I live now. Like this divine mother gave me this. She did this for me. Like it's snowing outside. It's a park across the street. And it's a full basketball court across the street. You know what I mean? This is my kitchen. I need to clean it up more. You know what I mean? Like I was so blessed to get that. And I started running to vegetables. I needed food and like my weight has been down because what I was going through. And then they loaded me up with vegetables. Like somebody just left me in the parking lot, a truck driver did. I didn't know what they were. And I picked them up. This is my other bathroom right here. I still need curtains. I'm still trying to fix everything, but it's only one me. This my you got 3 levels. This one right down here. I don't do stuff to brag and show off, but I show you God. I gotta organize my stuff. I was just able to go to Florida to pick up the rest of my stuff, but I came down to show you this. Got a deep freezer full of vegetables. Most High was like, yo, you gotta start eating. Man, I got so many vegetables in here. That's all they gave me, all kind of vegetables. It was just sitting on the park. If you look at my shorts, you'll see how I got it. I talk about it. You just gotta watch some of my old videos. You know what I mean? Like so. Thank you, Miss Lux. I respect you so much, brother. I respect you too. I appreciate you, man. Much love, much love. But yeah, that's what I started doing. Like, you know, that's how I know when I got this, like in the way I got it, the divine mother, that's how I know it's a mother God. I'm like, that's how she speak. Like, see what I got for you? Like I moved up here to Massachusetts and my sister was supposed to be helping me. And she like had a problem with me, like how everybody else does, you know. And so I was just gonna get back in the truck, driving the truck, and I asked her, I was like, hey, as soon as I got my CDLs back straightened out, I say, hey, can you help me find apartment. Well, you gotta save the money first. I'm like, damn, I can make 2K a week. You know what I mean? Like that's like 2 paychecks. I can move into anywhere. You know what I mean? It's like 2 weeks of work. You know what I mean? So and she started doing stuff like that, and then she would barely help me with anything. You know, you see the 2 bikes in my garage. The reason, like, I don't have my car yet. Man, I'm going through a lot still. But I had bought those bikes, so I wouldn't have to ask her for a ride. She wouldn't even take me to the bike shop to get the tires put on it. The guy I bought them from, the tires was bad on it. You know what I mean? I paid $200 for both of those bikes. It's supposed to be 1976 bikes, whatever. Excuse me, stuff like that. And I couldn't get that done. So, um, but when I bought the bikes and my sister was being, mean towards me, I um I was walking to the store from my house and I saw the for rent sign out here. And I called the number and the lady was like, "Oh, I had an open house today, but we left already. We had like 40 people show up, and I'm tired. I'm going home." And she was like, "If you don't mind, what kind of work do you do?" I said, "Well, I'm a truck driver. I drive trucks." She said, "You do?" She was like, "You sound like a really nice guy." She turned around and came and talked to me, and I got the place. Mr. Luck said, "I'm from Saudi Arabia." Oh yeah, uh, I've never been to Saudi Arabia, but it seems like a nice place. I don't really know any Arabic people, but I would love to go to Saudi Arabia. Yeah, so and then God found this place for me, and I was supposed to get another place that was across the street from her, and that didn't happen, and so people just like to play games, and then I just let the divine just keep moving and work out stuff for me, and that's what I do, and so I don't sit back when Most High say that's who you are right there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like. I know, like, because of where I'm living, and like, with the vegetables, because my weight was down. I'm about 155 now. I was down to 135 pounds. I'm used to weighing like 185. Like I have, been through so much with what I've been going through to get to this point where I am now. So I'm, Mr. Luck said maybe it's a test for you. Yeah, I have tests. Um, Certain ways. It's I wouldn't say it's like a test, but it's to see if I'm ready. You know what I mean? The divine wants to know if I'm ready. If I'm ready, then they take me to another level. So it's not really like a test, but they want to make sure I'm ready. They want to make sure I'm comfortable. They do everything out of love. They don't do it to play games with you, but they want to make sure you're ready. So you know what I mean? The bad stuff will be around, but they already be moving and working in a way the divine does so much. Like it works with me to help me with my process. Um, I have to leave space for it to work. Like I can't just force anything to happen. You know what I mean? Like I can't really explain to you. You just have to, follow my channel and watch how I do things. You know what I mean? How I move. I'm gonna be showing more of that coming up here in the future as I keep leaving content on this channel. And I'm not a content creator, but I'm just divinely guided this way. Mr. Luck said, I hope you get the best house in America. Um, I appreciate it. uh, Even if I had the best house here in America, you know what, Mr. Luck, I still want to be comfortable because I feel like I'm still like this is not my home, this is not my place, and I've been like that all my life. So it really doesn't matter like where I live. Like I can live like some people in some countries have 10 roofs. They live in shacks, basically what we call shacks, but that's their community. You know what I mean? I can stay there with them. No air conditioning. Hey, no hot water. So there's no McDonald's, no pork. You know what I mean? Hey, I do that. You know what I mean? Like with this. Much love, much love. You know what I mean? Like, and I live just like how the other people live. So, and I think I'm comfortable with things that way, like just being in connection with people is what allows me to feel like I'm home and be at peace. So it don't matter where I be. I can be out in the woods, and as long as I'm connecting with people from a space of true unconditional love, then that's so blissful for me, and then I'm home. But like, I don't think a house just because I live like this is important. I just look at it like this is office. This is a space for me to work and create. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm working on. So that's why I come here on this channel to communicate with people around the world, no matter where you are. You know what I mean? We all can work together and do something to receive what we've been praying and asking for. You know what I mean? Because these are the things we know we need. This we know these things are necessary um, for um, our growth along with other individuals, other human beings. Mr. Luck said you would pay for the tax. I pay for the right, yeah. You see what I'm saying? So exactly. So you never really own it. You know what I'm saying? You're right. You never really own it. You have the best nice house and you're gonna pay for the taxes on it. Like it's still not yours. Don't if you don't pay the taxes, they're gonna take it back. The government gonna get it. You know what I mean? In America, is America expensive? Um depending where you live, I think here for me, like well, this area where I live now in Massachusetts is, I think, a little cheaper than in Orlando, Florida area. It can be a lot. Like this place I live in now, I probably in Florida, I probably maybe pay $2,400 a week a month for this. But this place I only paid 1,800. But it really was only um, like 17. Really, people only pay like 15 and 1,600. Other people that live here. Since I'm new and I wanted to get the place, they wanted a little bit more money. You know what I mean? Because I was a new guy, and then I had a pretty good job, so they knew that they can go up on the rent on me. So this usually like a place like this here is like 1,500, which is really good. You know what I mean? Like a good price. But I don't really know this area much. So I don't think they have a lot of jobs here that really pay. But I think it's just the people. They just don't work together good enough um, um, to be able to be financially stable like they should be. Not like they want to be, but it should be. It's the way they should be. So um, I think that's why they think they struggle maybe here, and they think things like 1,500 a month is expensive. But they have good jobs here. So you just like me, I drive truck, so I always want to put myself in position so that way I can afford to pay for somewhere if it got expensive like this. Cause I make like 2,000 a week. You know what I mean? So if I work 1 week, you know what I mean, that pays for my rent. Now I got like, you know what I mean, six more $1,000 I can, you know what I mean, save and everything. And I'm just by myself. And I like being by myself because I like my peace. So um I just put myself in a good position. I've been working on that all my life. So um, certain parts of America is expensive. Like you like in New York City, like where this office is right here, you get a small place like this, literally like this small, um, for like what like 2,200, $2,300 a month. And then if you maybe find something like 1,800, but they smaller than this. I mean, like literally, this is your whole kitchen. You know, you got a little stove. It's about this big, a little small, tiny bathroom, and then you can't even put a couch in there because you have a bed. It's like really you renting a room out in New York City, you know, area. Boston is expensive. I live in Springfield, Massachusetts now, which is like an hour and a half from Boston. So it's like 80 miles from Boston, and Boston is like expensive like New York City. So yeah, things can be expensive here, but if you look at my other videos when I'm feeding the chickens, um, that was back in Indiana. Now it's really inexpensive to live there. Like my buddy for that house he paid for, if you see it, you'll see what he was paying for. He only paid $525 a month. So Oh, the same thing in Saudi Arabia. Wow. And they got us trapped. Like everybody's under the same thing, and everybody want to think they praying and doing this and following God, and these countries want to lead like, they want to follow God, Allah, whoever, they pray to. It's all the same thing. It don't matter. Even in hell, if they pray to the damn devil, he got to answer to God too. So you can't worry about that. It's not like, the devil just make you do anything. Like we just us. We do it ourselves. It's our choice. It's not like an angel over in America. They say, you got an angel over here and a devil over here telling you one thing. No, man. That's just your ego. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? And you're a multi-dimensional being. So you got all these thoughts and all this stuff running through your mind every day. You know what I mean? And you looking at the projections, people showing you and telling you, and then spiritually, you can't get guided the wrong way by what's in front of you, the projections, the things that's around you. Because if you lived in the woods by yourself, how could you sin? You can't, because there's nobody there to really, like guide you the wrong way spiritually. So um, that's that's the way it is. I mean, it only makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So it's only you. You know what I mean? So you've been raised around the darkness. People with the dark thoughts. Um, they want to do dark things. And they live for that, and they like to play with people. So they connected to devil energy. So which I don't. I've been around that all my life. I've been around killers, pimps, prostitutes, drug addicts, alcoholics, rapists, killers, every damn thing, man. Everything. I've been around it all my life. You know what I mean? Like I can still go around them, and they always respected me. One thing about here being around those type of people, if you come in and hey, how you doing? What's up, man? Like they like yeah, they're gonna try and be tough around you, but you can just don't worry about it. Don't give them the stare down. Like hey, yeah. And then you understand their way, and then they like man, I can talk to you, and then they can't. They won't talk to nobody else. They ready to hurt somebody else, but they can talk to you because you allowed yourself to open yourself up to understand them, and they like that. So that's why being around killers, like here in America, they'll protect you. You know what I mean? When it comes down to it, they'll tell you, "Hey, you gonna mess with him?" Like, no, they want you to stay back. They're gonna go hurt somebody for you. They don't want you to get in trouble and do it. Nah, cause you a good person. God working through you. I know that. I'm gonna get their ass. That's how that work. You know what I mean? Where I come from, and it's been like that for me most of my life. So I didn't ever have to do no real like harm to nobody, nothing like that, because I always had the other guys that would do that stuff to people that would protect me. Oh, I just stayed away from a lot of people, and there's a lot of gang members, a lot of drugs. You know what I mean? When crack first came out here in America, I was a kid, and it was bad. It was around like zombies, like on every corner. You see, man, he had so much stuff going on. It was a rough time, man. Like, but I learned how to work through that. You know what I mean? But some other people's situations are a lot worse than mine. So um, we went through that epidemic, and like now, um, a lot of people don't smoke crack. Like a lot of people do heroin and other different types of drugs now, but like the people don't do crack like they used to no more. So um, which is a little better. So you have a lot of people, a lot more people now that used to smoke crack. They smoke marijuana now. So, and that's kind of a good thing. And I mean, if that's what they want to do, me, I don't smoke or drink. I smoke e-cigarettes. I used to smoke and drink and stuff, but not no more. You know what I mean? Not when since I'm working with God in the divine. That's what I work for. I don't have space for that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if I drink right now, I could drink maybe a beer and a shot, and that's about it. I know my limits. Before, if I drink one beer, I'm gonna be drinking a case. I drank till the morning came up. You know what I mean? That was my thing, like drinking a lot and going to the clubs and dancing on women and all of that stuff. Like, and excuse me. So I just trained myself to not um, like not like women and want to have a lot of women. I only have one child, one son. He's 22 years old. I have a 2-year-old granddaughter. And so I'm responsible when it comes down to, being intimate with another woman. Like I don't want to do that because if I have a baby, and then like I thought that relationship was gonna work, and then if it didn't work, boom, then I go to the next woman. If I keep doing that 10 times, I got 10 babies. And now, how I'm gonna live from 10 different women? All I want is just one wife and just my family, and I'm good to go. So I just paid attention to that a lot more. Like now, nobody. Like I like being by myself. So and I have a lot of important things to work on. A lot, man. Masha Allah. What does that mean, Mr. Luck? Mr. Luck said, Masha Allah. And I know my comments, they come in like they delayed like by a minute or so, and I don't know how to fix that. So yeah, it's gonna your comments gonna come in slow. Yeah, but I can't believe Saudi Arabia is so expensive. You know what I mean? Like that's that's not cool. But like, oh, you don't know how to say it in English. Masha must mean God bless you. I'm assuming God bless you. I think so, because I think Arabic you guys read backwards. Well, to us, like we read backwards to you guys. So um, I just like people to tap into their spiritual um, well-being. Like that's important because there's a lot going on. I didn't know who I was. Like man, if you ask me, like I had no idea that I'd be seeing this kind of stuff. This one right here, I'll tell you a story. This one right here, this was in the sky. I was this girl, she was like giving me a hard time. We would fight and argue and all that stuff. She would leave my house, come back. And one day I opened up the door and I'm like, you gotta get the fuck up out of here. And I opened the door and that thing was over like, man, it was like in the distance. I mean, like it was big and it started moving, move forward. And when it moved forward, I was like, I thought I was gonna pass out. And then I told her, I was like, all right, you gotta get out of here. My people they don't want me around you. She was like, man, fuck. She looked and she was scared. Then she was like, man, fuck your people. And I was like, yeah, you the devil. But we say it after you say you have kids or you got something good like money or house. Okay, it's like God bless you. That's what we say, like God bless you. God bless you. Thank you. Like thank God. It's more like probably more like God bless you. God bless you. People say that I said sometimes on here, but I just come here to speak truth. Mr. Lux said envy. Yeah, yeah. A lot of people. I man, I didn't know like it's other stuff that's like spiritually and like they can to not envy you. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, a lot of people like even human beings and other stuff's not human beings. Like they envy me because of who I am, and so I have spiritual attacks. Like they still try to do things, but my spirit team, my guardian angels, my archangels, especially the most high, the mother and the father, they you know what I mean, move around and make things happen. If I'm not comfortable with something now at this time, and I'm conscious of, what I mean, that they work like this with me, and they'll make like work things out. So I don't have to get stressed too much no more. I just have to sit and wait on things because I'm constantly going through a lot of things. You know what I mean, as a human being, and it's hard as hell. It's hard, man. I've seen some things like, um, like people you would be, second guess yourself, you'd be scared, and then when information start coming in all kind of ways, it'll come through people, it'll come through anything, you know what I mean? Like it'll come like, and um and a lot of people, when they think like, God, like you going to heaven, okay, when you go out of earth, you know what I mean? You're going to heaven, like your spirit gonna leave and go to heaven. Okay, if your spirit left your body right now, and if it was going to heaven, okay, once you get past the once you get into the stratosphere and you get outside in the universe, that's where you at. And the universe is so big, you got Andromeda galaxy, this Milky Way galaxy, you have other galaxies. So where's heaven? Where your spirit gonna go at to heaven? You know what I mean? Like, you just gonna float off to heaven like a ghost? No, I don't think so. You know what I mean? I don't know how it works, but I know one thing for sure. With me and you, we are we are spiritual beings first. That's having a human experience. We live in this life from a spiritual being, and living life as a human being to have experience to live a life as a human being and being in duality in this darkness here because we come from the light. You know what I mean? And which, if you tapped into anything this really godly or like, divine, you tapped into light. You know what I mean? Like, so you come from like angelic kingdoms. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of angelic kingdoms. So you come to the darkness to help bring the masses of people into the light and to enlighten them into truth and righteousness. You know what I mean? To help the problem that's here. Like, this is hell. So it's like, it's angels that came to this planet to help humanity out of the darkness. So that's like that's what I'm responsible for. So I have kingdom responsibilities as a human being. And, I need to have guidance from that. And so because of this, once I woke up to who I am, and then like what? I'm like, I used to break down and cry when God would say stuff to me in a way, and not too much. He don't even, get in my way too much. I can say shit, damn, fuck. Like he not sitting there like, why you said that? You know what I mean? He don't do that. Like if I'm, being intimate with the woman, if I'm in bed with the woman, he not watching me. Like, why you want to watch me? This creator, this source, created all things. He think he'll just worry about a human being. Just like he got to worry about the planet that's got to hold the human beings up. That's more important than the human being, the planet. Because if the planet can't stay stabilized and stay living, how are human beings going to live here? So he got important things to try to fix to make sure the planet don't go, don't die. You know what I mean? Versus a human being dying. This planet been here for billions and billions of years. You know what I mean? Before the human beings even got here. So it's like right now, if you took all of the human beings off the planet and you left just the insects, this planet still. If you left the insects and you just and everything else, if you took away the human beings and left everything else off the, if you took away the human beings and left everything else on the planet still would thrive. It would still live. It would still keep going. But now, if you leave the human beings and you just take and everything else and just take the insects, humanity dead. We done. You can't do nothing. You can't eat without insect. You won't be able to live, and that's the reality of it. When you know what I mean, the way when you look at it, like it makes sense. It's right there in front of your face. You know what I mean? When you see it, you got to go get it. You know what I mean? You got to, see it and know it's reality. You know what I mean? Like this can happen. Like that only makes sense. So no matter which way, how much you talk about God and how many books or whatever you reading books not gonna stop. If the insects started dying right now and they died out, you couldn't get no vegetables, no nothing. You couldn't eat. You couldn't live because you can eat meat, yeah, but like you still need vegetables to balance your digestive system. You know what I mean? So, and then you need animals. Insects. And the animals will die without the insects. The fish couldn't eat without insects. You know what I mean? Like everything can pretty much die without insects. And people don't look at those little small things and be graceful. Like, man, thank you for the insects. I'm gonna kill that spider. No, don't kill that spider. No, that spider is a powerful insect because without that spider, man, like you couldn't have nothing in the crops really. You know what I mean? Like a lot of things would happen. So that's the reality part of when you're dealing with source, creative, and you got to understand and understand and overstand that truth because it's the truth. You know what I mean? That's the truth right there in front of your face. You don't need to read books or anything. You know what I mean? You just have to allow yourself to stay open to receive information when somebody passes along to you, and then you sit down, you think about it, you look at it, you say, "Damn, that make a hell of a lot of sense, man. That's the truth right there." And that's how you live and just keep moving forward. You know what I mean? But a lot of things we don't want you to pay attention to that truth, and then you will see God that way. You know what I mean? Like, man, thank you, God, like for the insects, man. You know what I mean? So little small stuff you don't really show gratitude for, and you don't even think that way consciously. You know what I mean? No wonder why you enslaved, you entrapped. You know what I mean? You're you don't have any freedom or no peace because you started looking for God all around and stuff like that. But like when you guys, you pray like 5 times a day and stuff like that. Oh yeah, you doing that. You doing your part. You know, if that works for you, that works for you. I don't mind, coming to a mosque and praying with people and communicating with people and reading books. Hey, that helps. It works. I mean, because if it didn't, it wouldn't have been around for so long. So I don't like to get into like Christianity, like churches here. Like I say, what I call it melanated American beings. Us black people, like the churches here, they're a little difficult to go into now. And a lot of people realizing that. So, but it's a lot of people that it can preach and talk from the Bible, and can and getting information from source from God, and a lot of things don't get information from the source. You get information from your ancestors and your spirit team, your guardian angels, your spirit guides. I mean, if you have archangels, everybody don't have archangels to protect them. In the spiritual realms. You know what I mean? But me, I'm a high ranking um, um, being, a spiritual being in spiritual realms. I'm very high ranking. You know what I mean? And like I can, if I wanted to, I can call some stuff in and like be demanding and it'll happen, but it won't be right. I won't want to do stuff like that um for like just because something I might be pissed off about now, and then 3 days later I'm like, it didn't even matter. But then when I got pissed off, and then I didn't pause and think and held back the power and like not did those type of things, calling in stuff to, oh, come get this person, blah 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 blah, and then to do something to this person, then next 3 days I'm feeling bad for it. I did it for nothing. So I had to really understand that part. You know what I mean? Before I have to really understand and understand and overstand that I can't. I got to be responsible with my gifts. But Mr. Luck said, but God is the provider. Yeah, but if I don't get up and go to work tomorrow, if I don't go to work tomorrow, what's gonna happen? I won't be living here. I'll be sleeping outside in that snow over there. You know what I mean? Mr. Luck said, "Brother, I really want you to give Islam a try, and I like your channel so much and respect you. Thank you, I appreciate it. Give Islam a try. Like, only what is that? Like giving Islam a try. Like, I've done so much work to be where I am now, to where um um I know like I'm already there with the Most High, the Creator. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't mind being in connection with people, and then you sharing your information with me, showing me how your practices are when it comes to your spiritual, is what the way you tap into your spiritual, um, your spiritual team. Like I don't mind that, you know what I mean. But I have a lot of work to do. Like I have to help create financial markets, for communities like over where you are, so that way you don't have to pay $2,000 a month for a place to live. You know what I mean? And then um, you don't have anything left over to even buy groceries or buy a nice car or even put gas in your car to make it back and forth to work to pay this $2,000 a month for the place you live in. So what I do is I'm here to help connect with people. Like I have a lot of stuff with technology. I have a lot of things that I can do with technology. So I have kingdom responsibilities that I'm responsible for in the physical. That comes through to me spiritually. So I have to make sure I take care of my kingdom responsibilities here in this 3D reality on this plane, on this planet at this time. So I'm helping build communities so that way people can really see the divinity that they hold within. Like how you guys, you pray and you pray to, Allah, and stuff like that. And you sit down, in meditation and prayer. Um, you guys really doing a lot of good work. And I appreciate you for that. I thank you for all you do. I really do. That's from my heart. You know what I mean? I don't mind studying and stuff like that and reading the Quran but I know my spirit team, like now they telling me like now, like I gotta pause on that. I can't speak about anything else about that, but just what I'm working on. And what I'm working on is something to help the masses move forward into the future. And that's what we're here for as divine angelic beings. We're not here to um, force anyone to do anything. We're not here to invade nobody's free will. We're here to help humanity evolve as a species because it's important for the sector of the universe. And this is what Creator wants. You know what I mean? For the greater good and while respecting the free will of human beings. Mr. Luck said you can read it for free in your mobile. I'm gonna tell you a story. Okay, I Googled once before. I Googled what is a physicist. Okay, I Googled what is a physicist. Do you know my phone said, "Oh, being a physicist, you got to go to school for many, many years. You got to have a family that has money that can pay for you to go to these expensive universities, and then you got to study there for years." And then it started saying stuff like that in my phone, and I'm like, I thought I was supposed to be googling what's a physicist. So anyway, anything I clicked on, it kept going back to the same writing. So I'm like, what the hell? And then so it was like, yeah, um, and yeah, like, and if you don't listen, we like to break bones and heal them just to break them again. Like I had something like text me back in my phone with stuff like that. So some things you know what I mean. I don't, like to go to and Google because it get weird for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause the dark force, let's say the devil, whatever. Like they'll do stuff like that in my phone. Like I've had a lot of stuff, come on my phone, demonic stuff that would try to mess with me. That's why I'm here doing this YouTube video, to be honest with you. Like I have a lot of eyes on me spiritually, a lot. Like witches. Like I didn't even know witches was real. You know what I mean? But yeah, I had a lot of witches. Whoa, went through a lot of that. But the warlocks was around. Why the witches would, you know what I mean? Even be talking to me on through anything I went on. If I went on Facebook, they'll be over there. Come on YouTube, they on there. You know what I mean? If I'm watching an old movie on TV I've seen 100 times, they on there. I'm like, what the? like, yo, this is weird. Like I had stuff like that going on. Excuse me. So I don't like. That's why I rather prefer to have the book. You know what I mean? So you have to give me the information on which book to, which Quran is the correct Quran to buy. Excuse me. That this can, you know what I mean? That's the right Quran, cause like this Bible. Like this Bible, okay. I say my name is Aikiem Pleadian. I'm gonna show you what I mean. This is why they mad because let me help lift the veil for you. I'm gonna show you. When I say Pleiadian Aikiem Pleadian, but I go by Pleiadian Aikiem. The universe gave me the name Aikiem. That's not my government name. So when I say Pleiadian, and I show you this stuff, and I said I seen this, 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 and this with my own eyes in the sky. In the sky. I drew this in jail because the spiritual attacks put me in jail. Like it was bad. But so I'm gonna show you. So I'm gonna flip the camera. So when I was praying and I was confused, I was asking God, I'm like, can you help me out? And then he showed me Pleiades, Arcturians. I deal with Arcturians and the Pleiadians. And then when you look at this, which alone spreadeth out the heavens and trendeth up the waves of the sea, which maketh Arcturus, Orion, and Pleiades, and the chambers of the south. And I don't know what all that other stuff means, but that stuff was in the Bible. You know what I mean? And so when I put Aikiem Pleadian, that's why I put that, because they was the first one to start communicating with me, was the Pleiadians. Started communicating stuff with me. And like in some of these Bibles, like and now if I get another Bible and I go to it over here, it's gonna leave out a couple things. Let's see. I don't know the Bible. I'm not a Christian or religious person, but I study the Bible. I mean, there's some good stuff in here, in anything. Hell, even the devil shit. There's some good stuff in there too, because there's some truth in there. Because we could only be like the devil. We can't be mad with him. We can pray for him too. You know what I mean? That's what people say. Hey, man, you know, he just went wrong, but he just don't want to do right. Let God take care of him. Okay. See, some people can just go to the Bible and flip through it. I used to go to church, and I used to feel embarrassed because I didn't know how to. I have to look in the back to see what chapter was what. But now I don't get embarrassed. I don't get ashamed. I don't judge myself. So see, this one says it too, which makes it Arcturus, Orion, and Pleiades, and the chambers of the south. And if you read up here, some Bibles say different things. Some Bibles say different things, and so I'm not sure. So Mr. Luck said, "Do you like to read stories?" I don't have time to read stories. I don't. I really don't have time. Let's see. I'm gonna show you. Okay. I don't know the Bible. I'm gonna show you something like about the American Bible. Why, people, they Muslim people and Christianities have problems. And then here I'm gonna show you one I know about You know what I mean? Something that came to me by way of another human being. I picked up this information from them. Like I say, I don't know the Bible. I have to go to. Oh, let's see. Uh, uh, okay, that's 31. I don't know the Bible. Work with me 1 second. I'm gonna show you something. It's gonna make your head spin. And this is what they teach and preach. But when I show people that, they say, "Yeah, I read the Bible back to front. I know the Bible." And then I show people this. I didn't know that was in the Bible. What they think I did some kind of witchcraft on them or something. I didn't know that was in the Bible. Yeah, because you were too busy listening to everybody else trying to follow the trends and do what everybody else is doing. 31. Let's see. Oh, I don't care about the Bible. See, I get lost when it comes to the Bible. And I've taken in so much energy from source, like I have to pay attention to that. 7. That's not the one I'm looking for. Look, wait a minute. I gotta find this one I'm looking for. Um, um, Twenty. 20. I can't really find it. It's gonna take me too long. But I know other stuff about this stuff I can speak and talk about um, that really would start a war. Like Christian people really would read the first surah in the Quran. Is not very short, but you would like it. Surah Al-Baqarah. Salah Al-Baqarah. I think that's how you say it. Um, I think this is it right here. Okay, right here. Okay, right here it says, and this is what people miss. I bring this to their attention, and they think you think you do witchcraft on them, but they don't pay attention. People don't pay attention to what they read. That's why I'm asking, like, I need to get the book, because here it says, it's Numbers chapter, it's what, I guess, chapter 31, verse 13. And Moses and Ezra, the priest, and all the prince of the congregation went forth to meet. I'm going to go back. It says, okay, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, avenge the children of Israel of the Midianites. Afterward shalt thou be gathered unto the people. And Moses spake unto the people, saying, arm some of yourselves unto the war, and let them go against the Midianites, and avenge the Lord of Midian. Of every tribe, of every tribe 1,000 throughout all the tribes of Israel shall ye send to the war. You know what I mean? You want to send everybody to the war. So there were delivered out of the thousands of Israel 1,000 of every tribe, 12,000 armed for war. And Moses sent them to the war, 1,000 of every tribe, them and Phinehas, the son of Ezra, and the priest. I'm gonna speed up now. So they went to war. Okay, and no, I can't skip it. Okay, and the priest to the war with the holy instruments and the trumpets to blow in his hand, and they warred against the Midianites as the Lord commanded Moses. This is what he's saying, Lord, and the Lord, as the Lord commanded Moses, and they slew all the males, and they slew the kings of Midian, beside the rest of them that were slain, namely Evi and Rechem, and Zur, and Hur, and Reba, 5 kings of Midian, Balaam, also the son of Beor. They slew with the sword, and the children of Israel took all the women and Midian captives, and their little ones, and took the spoil of all their cattle, and all their flocks, and all their goods. Okay, so they did that. Okay, now I'm gonna speed up. So now therefore kill every male among, it says kill every male. Now therefore kill every male among the little ones, even with the kids, all the little boys, kill them too. Now therefore every male among the little ones, and kill every woman that hath known a man by lying with him. But all the women, children that have not known a man by lying with him, keep alive for yourselves. You see that shit? Like, that's why I said like that, like something wrong there. So you mean to tell me, he said the Lord spoke and told Moses to tell these people to go to war, kill everybody, so it kill all the men, but all the women, children, the little girls, all the women and little girls that have not known a man by lying with him, by having sex with another man, keep them for yourselves. You see what I'm saying? And like, people don't get that. Like, you keep them for yourselves. That's what Moses said God told him to do. So that's okay to you know what I mean? A little 9-year-old girl, you're gonna keep it for yourself. You know what I mean? Because you're gonna kill her mama, daddy, uncle, her whole generation. You done killed everybody, her little brother, all the boys, little boys, and you kept all the little girls and all the little women. But if a woman's little girl's been with the like if a woman has been with the man, then you want them to kill them too. But if they're a virgin, take them and keep them for yourself. How the hell, like, created all things? You think he's gonna tell somebody that? Why would he tell somebody that? You see what I'm saying? Right, exactly. You know what I mean? So Mr. Luck said we don't kill kids or women. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. That's what they said. That's what they said in his book. That's what Moses said, the Lord, that what God told him to do. So he prophesied to them, to the other people, to go to war with these the Midianites, whoever that is, to go there and go to war with them, kill everybody, even including the little boys. But all the women and little girls, if they haven't been with a man, you can keep them for yourself. But if they've been with the man, I'll kill them with the men and the boys too. Like that's sad. Like how you put that? Like it's right in the Bible. Like something wrong there. And you mean to tell me you want me to like praise this book like it's the word of God? That's not the word of God. Like you know what I mean? Like like that. And it goes on to say all that kind of stuff like that in the Bible. You know what I mean? So I don't and I'm that's why I wear this, because my third eye is open. And when I receive information, and then if somebody show me proof and show me the reality, like, look what it's saying. Like, wait a minute. So you mean that means you could, God told somebody to kill, cut people up, slaughter them, rape the women, the little girls, and all that stuff too. And to kill little kids, little babies, and the baby 2 months old, chop him up too. Because he a little boy, they don't need that generation coming back to go to war. Like with whatever kings, they killed all the kings, all the men and boys, they killed them, but left the women alive. But the women they had kids from a man, and and you just killed her husband. Oh, you killed her too. Now she got a daughter. Mr. Luck said maybe because the Bible has many copies. Right. You see what I mean? And that's why I was asking, like, which Quran do I need to read? Because this stuff gets strange in these books, man. They really do. And I have a lot of more stuff like that I can break down. Like, I have stuff written on here. Like, you know what I mean? I don't like to show my work, you know what I mean, too much. But, like, I have, like, a lot of stuff that I have. And that's why when it comes down to me being who I am, I have to speak my truth. And that's truth right there. Like, wait a minute. He's not talking to God like somebody else. Like, this Bible been tampered with. And people, they don't want to, you know what I mean? If you show them that, they're going to say, oh, well, that was the Old Testament. I don't give a damn if it was the New Testament. Man, what you mean the Old Testament? So they separate two books. And I didn't even know the Old Testament was in the same Bible. I thought it was like two different books like this. I thought it was like the New Testament and the Old Testament. I didn't know the Old Testament and the New Testament was in the same book. Somebody just told me that, showed me that like maybe a year and a half ago. And I'm 49 years old. And I'm like, so I have a lot of information that comes to me about a lot of stuff like that. And like that, and I can just keep breaking down stuff. So when Mr. Luck said, and you will not find mistakes like this one. That's a mistake, right? That's not a mistake. That's purposely put there. Like, you know what I mean? To keep you, that's witchcraft. Like people, it's actually, you can use the Bible for witchcraft. It's stuff that you can use for witchcraft. I mean, and some people can use for dark, and some people use witchcraft for light. You know what I mean? Like to fight the dark stuff. And all that stuff is tied in the Bible. You know what I mean? So that's why I have to ask questions like, which Quran should I get? Like, you're going to have to show me the right one. Right. Okay. That's why I don't like to ask Google. You know what I mean? Like things. I don't like to Google things because my life is like different. You know what I mean? Like I've been sent, like, you know what I mean? I'm an angelic being from heaven. You know what I mean? I woke up as a human being, as a mundane human being, and I'm supposed to speak this truth. So I'm like a light tower to help guide people the right way. You know what I mean? In this new way that we're moving into in the future. Because like with like you see with the AI and all this technology that is coming out. I know so much deep stuff that like only like secret societies, Masons, and dark people, that try to keep from people. They want you to learn, like be a 33rd degree Mason and all that stuff to know the stuff that I know, and I know more than them. And you know what I mean. And they mad, and then they be watching me. You know what I mean. They still kind of do, and they try to act like they not because they know God watching them. Like Source, like watching them, like, but Source so loving, he don't have to go to battle. God don't like the Most High. He don't have to go to battle. Like that's why he sent people like me. Shit, you ain't gonna fuck with him. Like you know what I mean? Like I man, with him, I protect that throne. You know what I mean? So the throne here, the throne of the Most High here, and I protect that. You know, and then like I don't know if in the Quran if they speak about the mother God and none of the religions I don't hear them. They like Catholic people worship Lord praise. Well, I say praise Virgin Mary. I mean Mother Mary, but they don't let you know like Source the Most High created all things. He got a counterpart. He got a wife. You know what I mean? And I know for Source like his name what he go by right now. You know what I mean? But I just don't speak it. And then the people that know, they know the mother God's name. Like it's a mother God, like creator mother, like of all things. Yeah. Like she came around in my energy. It took me 5 months to figure out who she was. And she kind of scary. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like she in battle mode right now. Like, you know what I mean? That's my mother. And she said that to me. And how I know, because like where I'm living and the times when she was telling me, like, don't worry about it. She called me Leo. Leo, baby, don't worry about it. These motherfuckers out here, you know what I mean? She would talk like they think they're gonna do this, baby. In February, you know, it's gonna be a couple months. You know, and then I'm like, I sit there and I cry, and she would tell me it's gonna be a couple months, baby. Leo, baby, don't worry about it. You're gonna be all right. And in February, this right here gonna be happening for you. So things gonna be coming around, changing around. But baby, it's gonna you gotta wait a little bit longer. It's gonna take a couple months. I know it's hard. She would say stuff like that to me. You know what I mean? And it was true. Like that's how I live where I live now. Like, you know, and things, you know, starting to show up. And then like, you know, Most High Creator, he'll come in and check, but like, you know, like he just make sure I'm all right. He don't get in my way. He don't get in none of our way. Like he creator. Like he got a he think about being creator. And like you got all these planets and these galaxies and all these other beings and all this other stuff going on, dark and light and all that stuff going on. His hands full. Like it's a hard job to be him. It's hard to be God, man. The main God, the Most High. It's hard to be Him. Like it's not easy. He got a hard job being Him. Ooh, man, he got a hard job, bro. He really do. You know what I mean? My heart go out to him like, God dang, how he can do it. Woo. So that's why he have archangels and big angels that protect him. And you don't think some of them angels fucking dark? Hell yeah, they fucking dark. Worse than the fucking devil. You know what I'm saying? I like to say worse than the fucking devil, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's how we say, well, I'm wrong. Like, you know. But yeah, for real. Like he like that. You know what I'm saying? Like so he don't have to be like that. That's why Mother God, she the one to talk all the shit. She a man, she curves. Like, but she's sweet. She know how to like I don't they different, man. They different. So I'm different. You know what I mean? And I can speak this truth to people because when she came in, like, man, it took me 5 months to figure out what she was. Like, man, it almost drove me crazy. Like she was like twist and turn your brain and like you know like how you assess a test, but like to see if you ready really like respectably. You know what I'm saying? Like because if you weren't ready, you would go away from the energy like, oh, I'm not ready for that energy. Then it'll keep coming when it comes back around. It just keep preparing you more and more. Then she opened up, boom, and let me know like, oh. But she was like, say some of the worst things you can ever hear somebody say. She say shit worse than the damn devil. Curse. You know what I mean? But she being all truth though. You know what I'm saying? And she like that. She in battle mode. She the justice. Like she protect God like man, like no other. Like his wife, his counterpart. People don't believe that. That he got a wife. Like, man, I'm telling you, like, and it took me 5 months. And then she started telling me who I was. And I'm like, what? And I used to cry. And like, you know, and like, because it was love, you know what I'm saying? Mr. Luck said I would write Sarah Asama Asamad is very, very short. 1 minute, I'll write it. Okay. I'll check that out. Because it all lines up to the same thing. Because stuff is written in code in the Bible. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like the devil, when God say was supposed to like let's say the devil, basically the devil was who you call the devil, was the God of this planet. I'm gonna tell you his name. His name Enlil, bro. He an Anunnaki, man. His name Enlil. You know what I mean? He go by Amun Ra. He go by Merduk. He go by um Enlil. There's another name. He go by like 5 different names. He been around. He another being. He been around for a while. In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most compassionate one, say He is Allah, the one. Two, Allah, the eternal refuge. Three, He neither regrets nor is born. Four, nor is there to Him any equivalent. It's not none. Because you know why? Because nothing don't love like Him. And that's the thing, like nothing. Like, I mean, like he has really unconditional love, even for that devil shit too. He got love for that too. Like he get his wet self out. He creator, man. You know, he creator. And creator, that's what he do. Like man, there's other stuff in the universe that's out here that's living other than just human beings. So he got to be responsible for everything. But so he sent certain things to help other things, and what was sent here to, it's a lot happening here, man. It's a lot. What was sent here to help something, it binded it. When it binded it, then it put this even the sector of the universe in a position. In a position. And they want you to think just the planet. But when you tap into your divine essence, you tap into the divine, which is, you know what I mean, you tapping into the universe. You know what I mean? Like with this connection between me and you, Mr. Luck, like I can tell like you've been doing a lot of work, you know what I mean? And because we wouldn't be here sitting here talking this long. Because the divine, they'll make me move a certain way, and I know when it's time to cut a connection, like and stuff like that. And then like when I showed you that scripture in that Bible, what they said, like it's okay to um kidnap women and little girls and keep them for yourself as long as they're a virgin. That's crazy. And that's in the Christian Bible. You know what I mean? So this stuff can go a lot of different ways when it comes to being a human being and what's going on, how God's dealing with each individual. You know what I mean? Well, I say groups of individuals because that's where he has to work, because we have to move in oneness. You know what I mean? In truth and righteousness for the greater good of all. And boom, there you go. You tap into heaven. You know what I mean? As long as you stand in your truth and in righteousness, you know what I mean? Like what is sin? It's only the projection. That this whole system. When you went out there, you started drinking. Somebody made alcohol before you was before your mom even conceived you. Shoot, the alcohol got your mom on. Is the alcohol what got you here? You know what I mean? Probably. You know what I mean? Because your mom was probably drinking and was having a good time, and her and your dad made you, and they, you know what I mean, here in America, and then they wasn't married, and then your daddy, he don't care nothing about you. He just made a baby. He got 10 more women, and he done the same thing too. You know what I mean? So now when you born, like now when I'm born and I start drinking alcohol and doing stupid stuff, like how can it be, you know what I'm saying, a sin? When this program was already placed there. Mr. Luck said the first Bible was good and don't have mistakes. From my understanding, the what do you call it? The Ethiopian Bible is the first Bible. It's the oldest Bible, the Ethiopian Bible. And I had never read that before. I don't do too much reading because I have so much other things to pay attention to, and that's how I find information like that. Like Man, you mean to tell me God told me to say it's okay to go kill these people and destroy these people to and kidnap them and rape to have virgins and all of that type of stuff? Nah, that ain't creative, man. That's not creative. He don't move like that. Not at all. So that's why I come here. And went on that topic, and I didn't think I was going to be going there, but I have to share information, you know what I mean, that I've received through another human being. And I'm appreciating and grateful and thankful just for that little information because it helped lift the veil sometimes. But after they made copies, they changed it. They always do. Like now they got the easy to read Bible. Like in the Bible, the older Bible say God made man first. And then he laid man in deep sleep. After that, laid man when he made man to name the animals. He made the animals first in the Christian Bible. He made the animals and everything. Then he needed somebody to tend to the garden and everything and the animals. So he made man. The man named all the animals. And then there was two of everything. Then God saw that the man was lonely, so he laid him in a deep sleep and took a rib from the man and made one man for man. And that's what it says in the older Bible. Now, if you get the easy to read version, it skipped that part. I say, in the beginning, God created man and woman. And then they say, oh, it's the easy to read version. Dumbass, there ain't no easy to read version. You just changed it. And then you just want to make me think that it's easy to read, but you just, wait a minute. So you keep changing the Bible right in front of my damn face. And you want me to hold that and say that's the way to God? And then when man writing it, how is that God's word? Like the Quran is really old. You know what I mean? I guess you call it y'all call it like Torah. Like you have your Torahs in it. You know what I mean? I go into a whole bunch of stuff. I know a little bit about stuff like this, but that's why I'm connected to angelic realms. You know what I mean? Like angelic. I have an angelic presence around me at all times. You know what I mean? I have to. Because if I start showing people information like that, you're going to swear I'm doing witchcraft on you. You're going to say, man, what the hell? Like, I didn't see that in the Bible. Let me see that. They go to looking at it. I'm like, yeah, go ahead. Listen, you want that one, this one? And my uncle, he a preacher. He gave my niece this Bible. And he gave and then when talking about that, look at my uncle. He a weirdo. He gave my niece this Bible. Decent Bible, pretty nice Bible. My uncle never gave me a Bible, never gave me a ride to work. And like when I was down in Florida and I was out of the truck and I needed money to get back in the truck, he would take my tithes from my mom and she could barely pay her tithes and pay her bills or whatever. She could barely pay her bills, but she paying her tithes to him and he don't work. And then he come to pick up my niece, is 12 years old, and go and leave with her by herself. And I'm like, damn, why would my mom them and they let him leave with her by herself? He never took me not one place a day in my life. But he riding around my little niece. And gave her that Bible. But I think it's an expensive Bible. Like, you know what I'm saying? He gave her this. But never gave me a Bible. And I asked him a question in his church one day. I was asking him a question. He had like he wanted to fight me because I asked him a question. I was like, yeah. Confirmation. I know what you is. Don't play with me. You know what I mean? So I have to come out here and stand 10 toes down on business when it comes to who I am and when I'm dealing with people sometimes. And that's why I just usually stay away from around them. You know what I mean? And Miss Luck said if you go to the mosque, they will give you free Quran. I have to find a mosque around here. I'm waiting on my car to get here. I'm having a problem with getting my car shipped up here, so I don't have transportation right now to go to a mosque. So I don't know my way around this area. I have to use Google Maps to get to the grocery store from here. I think I know how to get to the grocery store now, but I haven't been by myself to I've been to Walmart. That's it. And I finally, just Walmart by myself. So I don't know this area at all. So it's new to me. I know my cousin, she became a Muslim. Because the guy she married, he a Muslim guy. He was a really cool guy. And he has the Arabic guys, he got a temple built beside his house. And the Arabic guys with, you know what I mean, all this stuff with their wife, whatever you call it, how y'all dress. They always sitting around his house talking to him. He a black guy like me, a melanated American being. You know what I mean? So um, and I really respect that guy. But I started talking to him about when this first started happening to me. I started talking to him about some of this stuff, and he asked me, say, "Hey man, do you read hieroglyphics?" I'm like, hieroglyphics. I'm like, what's that? The hieroglyphics. You know hieroglyphics? I'm like, I don't know what's hieroglyphics. You know, like the Egyptian writing. I'm like, oh no, no, I don't know how to read that. He was like, how you know that? What you know? He was like, what you studied? What I studied? I'm like, what you mean what I studied? I mean, like, what books you read? Like, who taught you that? Like, um, um, what you studied? I'm like, I don't study nothing. It just come to me, and that's the way it is with me, you know. So I'm a different um human being. I'm not a regular human being. I'm human. I'm a human being, but I'm not a human being. But I'm only a human being. You know what I mean? I'm a divine, angelic being. You know what I mean? A masculine being. You know, so I balance my feminine and masculine energy, and I master that. So like I'm gonna send the master on 12D energy. You know what I mean? So that's why I come on here to connect with my tribe, and it's taking a while. It don't happen overnight. You know, the divine. Like right now, if I'm sitting here talking on this channel, if I'm sitting here talking on this channel, um, they'll come in. If something happened, they'll come in. You won't be able to tell it, but I can tell when they be in the chat. Sometimes they'll come in here, and you know, like I had to sit my first video live like the other day. Um, I think it's my third live here, and I think possibly they was in there. You know what I mean? Hang on a second. I'm gonna show you something else too. If I can find my other phone. Yeah, I can't. I don't feel like looking for it, but I have another phone. I was gonna show you, like in real life, like how what I'm speaking about is true. Thanks for that, heart. Appreciate it. Um, um, so my family turned against me. My mom, my brother, my sister. You know, they think I'm crazy about what I'm talking about because I walk around with feathers. You know what I mean? Like I find these feathers. You know, and I talk about celestial. They say UFOs. He say he see UFOs. I do. Yeah, like you know what I mean. They'll show up if something happening. Like deep. Like I'm talking about, they'd be like 60 deep up there. You know what I mean? And ain't nothing to hide. I mean, it's coming out. Like everybody about to know about this kind of stuff, especially when it comes down to dealing with me. With me speaking up, talking like now, like I'm supposed to talk. So anyway, so they think I'm crazy, whatever. And I told them, I'm like, man, look what God sent me, this picture right here. And they think I'm crazy. So I went through a lot with them. I don't want to go into too much into what happened, but it was bad. They was trying to put me in jail, all kind of stuff, man. And I was in jail for 2 weeks, and I got out. I came out, and the way God communicated with me, he was like, "Welcome back." And he said my government name, and I was like, "What?" Like, man, and I just felt so blissful. Like it was so blissful. It was so blissful. Like, man, I'm like, I know who this is. I know who this is. And I kind of still doubt it right now myself. I'll be honest with you. But then again, you know, at times I just stay going through that part. But excuse me. Yeah, so they always talk about me, you know what I mean? Say bad things about me. You know what I mean? I don't want to go into detail about it right now here. So um I moved to Indiana. If you look at my other videos, you'll see me feeding chickens in the back of my buddy yard. I'm stressed out. I'm like, man, you hear a lot of my stories and a lot about me. Ever since when I was going there, stuck in the room, I couldn't move. Like the devil was trying to force me to stay there, and there was so much stuff, demonic stuff, like a lot of stuff coming at me. I didn't run. So who is this? Like, you know what I mean? I just stayed my ground, stood my ground, stood in position, and then like when they would try to attack me, spiritually, the spiritual stuff, God was just start sending me stuff. You know what I mean? Like real high power technology stuff. I'll tell you that because it's coming. And so like it started sending me so much stuff. Like I was like, I mean, like I have infinite stuff right now. If I want to research anything, I can research. I don't care if it's medicine or AI stuff. I can research it right now and have better than anybody in the world right now, literally. I'll tell you some other stuff that I'm tapped into. I have stuff that projects is already written that the government need that I can just create and do and give it to them. They won't tell me no, and I can make lucrative money off of that. But it's not for me. It's only for the masses, the communities, to help the communities move forward. So anyway, that was going on. That was what was going on. So I was getting a ton of stuff coming in. They would come in and try to make me go crazy. You know what I mean? The stuff that you can't see. And so then it was using my family. So I worked through that. Ended up in Indiana. Then while I was there, um, things didn't work out. I was still getting attacked. Like got a lot of stuff going on from there. Then I ended up in Massachusetts. So when I got here in Massachusetts, and I got here in July, like July the 17th. And so it's December. So I've been here like what 5 months, 6 months, like 5 months now. And so my cousin calls me up from Florida, and I hadn't talked to her in like a couple months since I left um, Indiana. This was like September. You know what I mean? I talked to her, and she came in with her little bullshit. Like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna say it that way because that's how they talk. You know what I mean? Hey, how you doing, cuz? Man, I haven't talked to you in a while, knowing she don't want to talk about me. You know what I mean? And like, knew these people was trying to put me in a mental institution. My own mom, my brother, my sister, all of them, and without me even knowing about it, but they couldn't do it. And my uncle, the one that when I told you to gave my niece the Bible, they did that, and and I wasn't even living with them. They wasn't taking care of me or nothing. I just came to a mom. If you're going through something, you think you go to your mom and talk to your mom. Not my mom. That motherfucker the devil, man. Like straight up. And I say it like that because that's how she is, man. She nasty. Like she did me dirty. Like that's my mom. Out of all people, you my mom. And so she tried to put me in jail. She jumped on me and then attacked me and then called the police and told them I was trying to stab and all these lies. And then I went to jail for 2 weeks and got out. That's when the Most High said, "Welcome back." And but they are your family. They love you and care about you. No, they don't. If they did, trust me, they don't. Nah, you want? I mean, well, I'm not gonna sit here and make myself believe that when I've been all my life knowing that they've been working. You know what I mean? They don't. So anyway, I'm gonna tell you, like, so after all this stuff they did to me, trying to put me in jail, and then God had to come and get me after my mom came up with a lie. Cause I started talking to her about God, and she was like, I don't know. But I'm like, man, well, I'm just trying to get back in the truck. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like she just jumped on me, and started scratching me. Police came and put me in jail for 2 weeks, and then I got out. They threw the case out of court because they seen like I'm like, man, and I went back to the same house. So anyway, excuse me. After all that was happening, I get to Massachusetts, and then my cousin, she's calling me, and she trying to get, like I'm trying to do, just play games with me, and I know it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we talked for like an hour. And then she was like, "You didn't hear what happened?" I'm like, "Nah, what happened?" She was like, "Excuse me." Um, she was like, "Yeah." My mom has 12 brothers and sisters, so they all in this group chat together. So my mama, the youngest child out of the 12, we call him the baby of the family, started cursing my mom and telling her these nasty things. And then my mom the one her other sister, they always back and forth. They they both just alike, but they don't like each other, but they'll be around each other. I don't know. They play these games with each other. So she started cursing and going back and forth to help my mom's baby brother against, you know what I mean? So it was my mom and her sister and brother going back and forth. And other people in the chat was kind of trying to take up for, um, trying to go against my mom, but trying to be nice and trying to keep the peace, but trying to, I don't know what they was doing. That's what I was told. So my cousin was like, yeah, and, somebody came out of nowhere in the group chat and started taking up my mom and started telling all this personal business about my aunt and my uncle and stuff. It said stuff about my uncle that nobody knew, and it was a whole group chat. I was gonna get my phone to show the screenshots my cousin sent me and was like, look at this. And then my mom's sister, she has a son. Um, um, she has a son. So this strange person that entered this group chat and they entered the group chat, took a picture, a collage they called it. They took a picture of my aunt's son and this other guy and said this is his real dad and all of that stuff. And I'm like, whoa, like it was like they said it's you. I'm like, I didn't do that. I didn't do that, but it sounded like me. I was like, you know what? It sounds like me, but that ain't me. You know what I'm saying? My God, God her. I hope she changes for the better. No, when people make up their mind to be dark, they want to stay like that. No, nothing you could do to change them around. Not here in America, not melanated American beings, not like my mom. Nah, that's my mom. Like I love my mom, like, but she don't. Nah, she did me dirty. Like man, all my life, like I grew up. I had to work since I was 7 years old. If I didn't work all day from when the sun came up to when it got dark, I get a whooping. And then if it get cold like it is outside, I got to be out there picking apples, oranges, cucumbers, tomatoes, bell peppers. I was a migrant worker. We lived on labor camps. I had to go to the outhouse, use bathrooms, shower with other people in the other shower. It was bad, man. I did it all my life. Now Spanish people do it here in America. I grew up like that, poor. And like my mom gets stuff she didn't like. I lived in houses. We lived there 2, 3 months. No water, no electricity. It's freezing cold. Like yeah, she man, like yeah, she really not a good person. You know what I mean? She'll pretend like you would think she is, but she'll talk behind your back and be thinking some evil stuff at the same time too. You know what I mean? You got to call it like you see it. You know what I mean? Like especially here in America. Yeah, that's what they do for you over here. Like you know what I mean? And then he like to say, "Oh, black people don't work together." And the same ones that say that, those are the ones not gonna work together with nobody. They don't care what color you are. You know what I mean? So, excuse me. So now my mom, brother and sister, they changed their phone numbers. My uncle, I know he had his phone number for at least 24 years, the same cell phone number. Since like cell phones basically first came out, he had the same cell phone number since all the way back then. This happened, I don't know, like maybe I don't know, sometime this year. I don't know. I don't even really know when it happened. Like let's say in June this happened or May. You know what I mean? That's when I left and went to Indiana from Florida was in May. And then after I leave, this happens. You know what I mean? And so they everybody thinking it's me. So now my other cousin, they saying they're gonna beat me up and all that stuff because I disrespected their mom. And I'm like, wait a minute. And then I'm like, they never looked at the phone number that was on the group chat. And the phone number, my cell phone number was 863 area code. This phone number had a 954 area code. And I'm like, that's not even my number. And then for two, somebody gotta add you to the group chat. You just can't get into a group chat. I can't get into that group chat if they texting in the group chat. Somebody got to text me from my phone number. They wouldn't be like they didn't text that 954 number. They didn't know who it was. Nobody just can't come in the group text and then and start texting out of nowhere. And that's how I know my angelic forces start ramping up. Like you know what I mean. Watch my family. Like hey. Like anybody say anything bad about you, like yeah, they, like that's what they doing now. They starting to work in the physical with me like that. Like you know what I mean? It's with my family. It's like my family is like my worst enemies. For real? Like you know, I'm like, you know, so and to this day, you can't tell them that it wasn't me. And they won't take the fact that if you have a group chat of 12 people, and if they want to add me, let's say I had a 954 number, if they wanted, if the only way the 954 number could come in, if the person texts the 954 number with a text message and then they text back, once they respond back, now, and then they add them to the group chat, now they add it to the group chat. They still say it's me. They won't believe that. It doesn't work like that. But that's the rules on the phone. That's what the phone does. If you're in a group chat, somebody has to text you out of that group chat to your number to add you to the group chat. But they still think it's me. And that's not even my phone number. That's my angelic excuse me. That's my angelic protection. Like they starting to work in the physical, like with people. And it's like with my family, because they've been saying some real nasty things about me, you know what I mean? Lies. And they really worked against me. Like there's been a lot going on. And so for me to understand that, hey, you see which way we going? Like, and that's what they doing. I was gonna show you the text messages, and I'm like, this is not me, but I can't find my other phone. I don't know. I have to look through some more stuff. But yeah, so that's why I can say who I am. You know what I mean? Son of the Most High. When I say that, I don't say that like to say it to like get special treatment and Mr. Luck said, man, you are a good person. I really am. I'm like this all day, every day until you piss me off. Then I can turn to the fucking devil. Just like anybody else. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to turn it up on them. You know what I mean? You got to match the energy. You know what I mean? That's what I do. And that's why I've been worked with, like with Pleadian started coming in and talking to me. Then it was archangels. And then I used to have the archangel. He knew, like I have acid and stuff, like spots on my body. Like my archangel would tell me that, like, why do you think you have spots on your body? I'm like, what? Mr. Luck say, don't listen to them. I don't. I just stay the fuck away from around them. And see, I can say something like that, you know what I mean, and laugh, but I mean that. Like, I just stay away from around them. Like, you know, like I don't, like my mom hadn't even tried to call and make nothing up with me or nothing. Like I'm living now. I'm, you know, in a new place. I'm doing good. You know, I'm back lining myself up because I always been doing this. You know what I mean? I just, you know what I mean? When I went through hard times, like you were supposed to help me, you my mom, no matter what. You supposed to show me unconditional love. Like I got you, baby, and help me get $600 to get back in the truck. But I didn't have to sit there for almost 2 years, and you went and helped me, like get $600, and I made $2,000 a week. That first week I went out, I could have paid your money back. And I worked with this one guy where I got this picture from. I rode around on the bike for 10 miles. 10 miles trying to find work. I went by Walmart. I went by Lowe's, everywhere, asking people, hey, you need any help? Went through the neighborhood where they was building houses. You need help? I went to little tire places. Anywhere I was asking, like at the gas station, I seen construction workers, hey, you need an extra guy for today? I was out asking for work. I was trying. I mean, like I've been a truck driver, been making like 100 grand a year or more. And now I'm out here begging for work at a gas station, man. And I didn't have too much pride to do that, but if I had to do that, I had to do that because that's what I had to do at that time. And I needed to try to make the money so I could get back in the truck. And I was like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. I can just ask for work. I stood around, went out the whole day. And I went trying to do that. No. I couldn't. I'm like, damn, that's when like the dark forces was really on me. Like I couldn't do nothing. I mean, nothing. I couldn't work nowhere. So I got a job with this guy. When I walked in, opened up the door, he seen me. He was like, hey, man, what are you doing? Because the guy knew me from working with somebody else. And that's another story. I was like, nothing. He said, you want to work? He said, you want to do a delivery with me? I'm like, yeah. He's like, man. This guy, he's like 73. And the lady that worked for him, come to find out, she had just walked out the door. He was like, I can't believe you didn't pass her. He was like, she just walked out. He said, man, you came in like an angel. I'm telling you, man, God knew I needed somebody. Man, he sent you so quick. And I was like, yeah. And he would tell everybody, like, man, this guy, I'm telling you, he came in like an angel, man. God sent him, I'm telling you. Like, man, he was like that, and I worked with him. He ended up being a butthole, and I was almost up to getting the money to pay for to get my CDLs. I got up to $450. Then he became a problem, and I just stopped working with him. I told him, like, hey, I'm not gonna come back here because it's gonna be a problem. But after we made that delivery, um, I walked. He has this this antique shop. Like he has like a flea market. Like people rent out little small booths inside this building he has, and they sell different things in each booth. So this one person, like I walked past, this was sitting out like this, and I walked past it, and I looked, and I was like, what? And it was like sitting right there, and that's how I earned that. You know what I mean? I saw that, and there's a price tag on it. See, I kept the price tag. I paid $50 for this thing, man. I paid $50 for it, and I was like, wow. And God would tell me some things, like, and with this picture, I know with everything. I know this picture in full detail. I know all this. I know what all this right here. Everything in there mean. If you look at this, if you look close, you can see like a spirit, like coming off the baby head, like a flame going into this. Like that's how deep it is. Like, and then like people think I'm just here to just be talking, and like I'm not here to just talk. Like I'm being guided to come here and to be on YouTube, but I'm really here to network with people. That's just part of some of my stories. You know what I mean, of my life. Since I've been um, on this planet. Like people say you're not from Earth. Like I'm from a whole nother star system. I literally am. You know what I mean? I had to wake up as a mundane human being and figure this out. I've been having to figure this out like 3, 6, 9, 12, 24, 144. Like people be like, what are you talking about? Like the ones that get it, they know. And that's what you know, and the way that came and stuff, and like that code right there really helped me out a lot. And I'm like I use this and I look at this and it says this number on here. And that's how I do it. You know what I mean? Like, and that's how like when I know when I'm moving right, like certain things will show up, like even through numbers and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I do. I just pay attention to stuff because it's out there in front of me, and I got to go and just see it and do it. You know what I mean? But it took me a lot of work, and I went through a lot of stuff like witches, warlocks, like a lot of dark forces. Let's say the devil, he sold out his position to some outer dark forces, some shit that's darker than him. Like, and I know that too. You know what I'm saying? And like that came to attack me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why the ship started showing up, because it was breaking universal laws, messing with me. You know what I mean? Whatever happened, I don't know everything. I can't, because it's infinite. You know what I mean? You can't know everything about everything. You know what I'm saying? This stuff infinite. So I can't fit the infinite in this one little weak vessel right here. So I have to, stay conscious of everything, every second, every minute, every hour, every day, every week, every month, every year. I got to be in total consciousness of who I am and what I'm doing now. Mr. Luck say, if you want to visit Saudi Arabia, tell me. I really wanted to meet you. Yeah, man, that's cool. Yeah, I come. You know what I mean? Yeah, most definitely. Saudi Arabia, y'all, like, I just like, what I mean, the spirit on the people over there, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. And some things there really actually, what I mean, align with who I am. You know what I mean? I know this is my 13th lifetime on the planet. So in other previous lifetimes I've been on the planet, like, I deal with other stuff like that. That's why sometimes you can feel like, oh, I think I've lived here, been here before, whatever. What they call it, deja vu. Yeah, because you only have, depending on who you are, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know a lot of things like that. I know this is my 13th lifetime. And how I know that, um, excuse me, my address, the numbers on my address says 1165. Okay, 6 plus 5 is 11. 11 plus 1 is, and then 1 plus 1 make 2. 2 plus 5 makes 7. 7 plus 3 make 13. And that's my house number on here. And that's when I use numbers like that. You know what I'm saying? That's how I use it to stay aligned with the divine. And it works. You know what I mean? That'd be clarity and proof. You know what I'm saying? To me, like when they, like the things that I'm speaking about and talking about, I just, you know what I mean? Just like other stuff like that align with me too. And like that's why when we're talking and I'm looking at your numbers say 5507. I've been looking at that for a minute, which that makes 17, and that makes 8. That's like the universe speaking. You know what I'm saying? Like the infinite. So I know what you tapped into by like what you wrote there. You know what I'm saying? Like I just read your numbers right there. You know what I mean? And I could just look at that and I can just kind of read who you are. You know what I mean? Like through that, like what you put, because like however you use your numbers, whatever. Yeah. Um, you have some spirit guides around you, just guiding you, and like I can read it. That's how I know, and I don't mind sharing the stuff on TV because you know what I mean. It's other people that use these same tools. You know what I mean to tap into their divine essence within to be able to see what's out in front of them. Then where you can lift the veil and you can use your third eye. You know what I mean? Like I'm not a chakra system person. I'm not a third eye person. I'm not an unk person. You know what I mean? It's only represent masculine and feminine energy to me, and the, um, um, represents the creation of humanity. You know what I'm saying? So, and then like with us going through our ascension process and our journey, is living this life as a human being, balancing the duality of the light and the dark, and the feminine and the masculine energies, and all these other things that other people like me that's unknown to the masses. They don't know about these kind of things. We know, you know what I mean, like in this way. This don't mean like to represent Egyptians, because like I'm not, I'm like a star seed. You know what I mean? Like but I'm not a star seed. I'm something different than a star seed. But I'm like a star seed. I'm from Miss Lux say, do you have a free time this week? No, not this week. I got excuse me. I gotta work. So like this week I got something I'm working on. So to Tuesday and Wednesday, tomorrow, like, yeah, I got free time to because I just gotta straighten, clean up, get everything organized, and I got some work I need to start trying to put together because I have workshops that I'm gonna be hosting on here. If you check out some of my videos, you'll see it says my workshops, workshop 1, then you'll see it say angelic workshop 2, and I represent the angelic kingdom. You know what I'm saying? The kingdom of heaven. You know what I mean? And on earth. You know what I mean? So I come from heavenly realms in this dimension. You know what I mean? On this plane, as a regular mundane human being. With an angelic essence. You know what I'm saying? So and that's my divinity is the divine. You know what I mean? The source, creator of all things. And that's who I work for. The divine. I work for source, which I don't because that's my father. And the divine mother, which is the source mother, that's my mother. They told me that. You know what I mean? So I have to start with this produce company that I'm working on because like I show people like like coming up in May, I could buy a load of watermelons in Florida for $6,000. I could bring them right up here to Massachusetts and sell that same load of watermelons for 14,000, which that's gonna give me a profit of $8,000. 8,000. Now I pay somebody 3,000 for a trucking company, 3,000 for bringing it up here. I make $5,000 profit. with just for finding somebody to buy them from, and I buy them from them, and then finding somebody to sell them to, and get them shipped to the person that I'm selling them to, and just keep doing that. If I do that 2 times a week, I got 10,000. But I'm not really trying to do that because I really feel like the farmers should get more than, I mean, should get what they worth. They should get paid for what they're worth for all the work they put in. They put in a lot of damn work out there because I've been out there picking and stuff like that, and I know what they go through, and I know the farmer lingo. Like I know this business, I know logistics. I'm an expert in logistics, so I got a lot of things that it can help communities. So let's say instead of me giving him 6,000, I can give him 8,000. I can walk away with 3,000. He'd be happy as hell. Whoa, this man just, and you know what I mean? I don't need a lot of money like that. I don't want to just get rich off just produce business. I got a lot of other things to work on. So I can use this instead of people investing in the stock market. You can just invest in your community. You know what I mean? Like, and so I'm working on the process where we can build like markets, smaller markets instead of Walmart's having everything. You go to Walmart, you get everything, and especially when it comes to food, they give you crap. They have crap food. So I'm working on taking the older grocery stores that they closed down and putting in smaller markets and allow people from the community to rent out spaces in there. And they can sell, one person can sell chicken and chicken breasts and all that type of stuff and eggs or something. Another person can sell like dairy products and stuff like that. Another person can sell like beef. Another person like we eat pork here. A lot of some other people can sell pork. Somebody can sell like lunch meat, like bologna, ham, and stuff like that. So another person can sell fresh baked bread. You know what I mean? We can get back to our older ways, the older ways the way it used to be. We don't have to go to the corporate companies to feed our families. You know what I mean? And the groceries are expensive. So we can make groceries inexpensive for our communities, and this will help our communities grow and create a financial market for every community. And if we could do this around the world, I'm pretty sure in Saudi Arabia, you guys do that there. But here we don't do that. And with doing it this way, it's gonna piss somebody off because it's gonna hurt the corporate's pockets. It's gonna hurt the corporates financially. And so they don't want this, and then we coming and we doing this. So Mr. Luck said, if you can go to the mosque, just Google your prayer time and your location, then go after they finish prayer. Ask the imam, the person in the front, about Islam and tell him your story. Okay. As soon as I get my car, you know what? I'll do that. When I go there, I'm gonna go live and say, hey, Mr. Luck, 5507. I don't. That's like 007. I'm gonna call you Mr. Luck, Mr. 5507, like 007. Yeah, yeah, I do that. But yeah, so that's one of my projects too that I want to work on. You know what I mean? First with helping communities and people, they'll be able to see it. Once I started, they'll be able to see it. Like Noah, how you built the art, you just got to do the same thing. They say you build it, people will come. So, and it don't take a lot of money to do this stuff. So Faisal, my name is Faisal. All right, nice to meet you, Faisal. Faisal. I'm trying to say it your way. Nice to meet you. I'm Aikiem, man. That's a universe name, man. Yeah, so I could do this like kind of all night. It's a pleasure, man, to even be in your presence. It's an honor to even be communicating with you. I appreciate you. Thank you for all you do, man. You're a good person. I can tell that. You may hear little cuss words and shit like that over here, but it's a battle over here in America. Yeah, man. It's a battle here in America, man. Like for people like me. So yeah, I'm gonna have a chance to come to Saudi Arabia. I know that. I'm gonna be going a lot of different places. Because it's truth I speak. You know what I mean? And I can show people, like when people they talk about God and stuff like that. No, I'm gonna show you God. Like by just my workshops. I started doing that. And then I have projects where man, like they take over a lot of different things. You know what I mean? Because I know logistics, and logistics is what make the world go around. You know what I mean? So I'm really an expert at that. I'm really good knowing the things about logistics. Like here, I can show people how they can buy their own trucks and be a part of the what I've created now is what excuse me what I call the 369 Galactic Angelic Empire. We're a federation. So I'm building a federation of people around the world that's going to help govern and be, loyal to God and the Most High, excuse me, move in truth and righteousness for the greater good of all, you know what I mean? And people that's going to be appointed by God to help usher in a lot of these new programs and new systems to help the communities. Like I have a system I want to put in now. I know this other company, they're doing this thing where teachers, like here, they only make like 45,000, maybe 55,000 a year. They should make a lot more than that, because it's actually kind of dangerous now being a teacher. So um, I know I'm looking at, I have something on the board now that I'll take my money that I do from a produce company and I reinvest it back into helping teachers. Like I can take, let's say, 3 teachers and get them to start their own school, and they start their own school, in which you could it's gonna it's a more advanced schooling for modern time now, and it's designed that way, and you could build it in your own communities, and they don't even really need government funding for this. Even if they did give government funding, I mean that's good because that help the government from having public schools. So it's going to help change a lot of things and help people see in a better direction. I say here in America because that's where I live. So I can help 3 teachers with this process. I can it is cost like 225,000 to get this school off the ground. But in 1 year, these 3 teachers can make 850,000 plus, and they can split the money. Like by then, like after everything, they'll walk away with maybe 150,000, to 175,000 profit after everything in their pocket each. You know what I mean? So that boosts up the profit margin there, and then all they have to do is just reinvest their money in helping other teachers do the same thing, get their schools off the ground and stuff like that. So, and then we can, start moving that way. So that's why I'm here to speak about these type of things and have people come in and say, hey, you can do this in the community. If it's in the poor community, we can help other kids and other school. Help other kids with curriculum and help them with schooling in other countries to help them in their sector of the world. You know what I mean? Through the same way, because now you don't need to actually go to a school to get educated. You know what I mean? You could do it online because when COVID came, all the kids here in America went to school online. So they proved that can be done. And a lot of kids actually learn more, they say, than they did. They learned more by going to school online than they did at home. Like I guess the younger kids, well, the older kids did. And so, and that's another process. And all these, what I mean, all this stuff is just be God. It's just God talking. Like, and I have to really pay attention to these things and really launch these things and make it happen. Like I can't just sit here and talk about it. I gotta, like, I'm gonna be drawing up blueprints and you know what I mean. I'm just calling in my tribe because I have a tribe of spiritual individuals that know me spiritually out there. You know what I mean, and just and I don't know how we're gonna connect, how we're gonna do it, but it's just for the whole world to be a better place, not just America. Let's make America great again. No, we're gonna make the world great. We're gonna make the world great again. You know what I mean? And so I'm gonna start having little, little hats and shirts that say stuff like that. I've been kind of feeling that, like, let's make the world great again. You know what I mean? Because that's trendy now. Let's make America great again. Like, nah, we need to make the world great again because, like, right now, people thinking, oh, they're gonna have a nuclear war and all that stuff. Hell no, man! If somebody attacked somebody with a nuclear bomb right now and blew up some people, and that's going to cause a lot of destruction. Mr. Luck said, listen to Mar Amurki in your other phone and tell me your opinion. Yeah, so if they blew up another Miss Luck, beautiful voice. Okay. If they blew up the user like they did in Hiroshima in Japan, if they did that in another country, um, that's gonna affect the markets. For you know what I mean? The whole the work the markets is based on a global scale, not just American. Like when Greece, when they dollar collapsed, and then the euro had to bail the Greek people out. When they did that, America was panicking just for Greece. They dollar bottom crashing out. You know what I mean? And so um, you can't have no big battle like that. You can't have no big destruction like that because it's gonna offset the whole world. So the whole world need each other either way it goes. If somebody bombs somebody with all these bombs, they can fight doing what they're doing in Russia. But if they can't use nuclear weapons anyway because the ships, the UFOs, they ain't letting nobody launch no damn nuclear bombs. No, they ain't doing that. Nobody, they want to launch nukes, but they can't. The UFOs cut them off every time. And then people know that. They tell the stories like people telling people this stuff. You know, Mar her mm, Mar her oh, ooh, uh Walkley. Walkley. Mm, oh, I spelled it wrong. UAIQLI. Okay. Is this guy right here? I know my messages. They
How to become a
they
successful
delayed.
trader?
I don't know how to turn the delay off.
Three of the world's best traders live.
Oh, okay. Oh, I can't. Um, yeah, sound good. I can't play it because YouTube. I can't play stuff like that on YouTube because then they're gonna like it'll copyright probably. You can't play stuff in the background on YouTube. I almost forgot. I did a little bit. I might have got away just a little bit, but I like my one of my last video. It did my first um, live video. It did that. It said something about copyright restriction, so I can't play nothing in the background. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna listen to that. I'm not gonna know what he's saying, but I know he sounds serious. Yeah, so uh, no matter where, yeah, copyright. Yeah, they'll flag you for that quick here on when you're on live. You can't, and the Most High told me that. He said, "Yeah, can't have any music, like even elevator music in the background and stuff. You don't want to do that." I don't know why he told me that, and I see other people play music, so I just like got to be what they call obedient, but it's not that. I just have to pay attention to that because he guided me. He showed me like he told me basically without telling me that I shouldn't, you know what I mean, do it. Make sure I don't have any music or anything playing in the background. I did it, being hard headed, and they sent the copyright thing on from my first video. So it said something. So I don't know what it means. So when I can't play anything in the background. So I got to stop doing it while I'm on. I can do shorts and play music while I'm doing shorts, but I can't play music on here because they'll flag stuff and all of that. Or any kind of talking, like I think movies, nothing. You got to be just yourself. So, um, yeah, so man, it was a pleasure talking to you, Mr. Luck, man. Like I appreciate you, man. Boom. I do that right there, you know what I mean? I don't know. It just came to me. I do this a lot, you know what I mean? If you check out my shorts, I'm doing that a lot. Boom. I'll holler. That's what I do. That's what we say in Florida. You know, like I'll holler. That means I'll see you later. I'll holler. Like most times I'll holler at you. I'll holler. You know what I mean? That's how we talk. And I don't try to change the way I speak and talk because it's not gonna happen. Yes, sir. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, man. It was so blissful, man, sharing this time with you, Mr. Luck. Uh, let's see, Fazial, Fazial. I'm gonna learn how to say your name, but hey, man, bliss, a hundred. God bless you, man. Allah bless you. Allah bless you. Uh, what they say? How you say? See you later. God bless you. See you later in your language. Mr. Luck teach me how to say good night, see you later. God bless you. Good night, see you later. And um, okay, peace. I don't like to do this. That means separation. I do this. That means oneness. We together. Peace. I'll holler at you. Ma shalom. Ma shalom. Ma shalom. Boom.